Welcome to South Harmon.
Yeah, buddy. Wednesday night AMA. We're live and in the building. Adam, there's football tomorrow. There is. We have 5 straight days of college football. Good games too. Not just, Iowa State. Ugh. We don't have to watch that shit no more. Thank God. 5 straight days of good college football, and then before you know it, buddy, NFL Week 1 is here with the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles kicking off the NFL season next Thursday night. But here we are, man. Roster cutdowns in the books. Done deal. Dynasty benches in shambles. Taxi squads getting cut, getting decimated. It's perfect. I love this time of year. It's like a whole week before Christmas is what it is. It's the buildup.
Is this official, by the way? Rocket to Cleveland?
Yeah, Rockets on the Browns, man. They only kept 2 running backs on the whole fucking team because they haven't signed Quinshon yet.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we'll get into Mike. Let's just go ahead and let's cut the fluff. I hate to cut the fluff. I love the fluff, but
stop bullshitting.
Let's get right into ambiguous backfields with kind of set up the season, Mike. I mean, this time next week, that's when the season starts. It's not actually the Eagles and the Cowboys. It's AMA the day before to let you know where we need to be. How about a week prior to that, though, Mike? Let's talk a little Browns backfield. I don't know if I really want to, but Dylan Samson. I don't know. Where are you at with Dylan Samson? Where are you at with? Well, I don't have a graphic for Rocket Sanders. I don't know if that exists yet, other than Photoshop. But Samson, Jerome Ford. How do you feel about this backfield, buddy?
It's pretty gross, man. Neither one of them I think are very good, but hey, I might be eating shit on my Dylan Samson takes for a while because you only now 3 running backs, I guess, in total. Rocket Sanders on the team. Let's go, Rocket.
This is great news for Rocket Sanders, honestly, right?
How about this? Listen to me very carefully.
Uh-oh.
All right, I understand he just got cut from the Chargers. Okay,
By the way, I did not see that coming, Mike.
On the active roster for the Cleveland Browns right now, Rocket Sanders is the most talented running back on that team.
Wow,
how about that? You like that?
Well, I was listening to you closely, but that's about where you had me. You had me there. Well, before we get to Rocket Sanders, 'cause I think it's great. I was surprised, Mike, the GM for the Chargers. I cannot think of his name right now as I'm slow sleep drinking. But he was talking about how Rocket Sanders was a priority UDFA for them, months ago. To me, everything sounded like there's just no way he's not going to make the 53, and he did not do that. So to see him immediately land in Cleveland, I mean, given the Quinshon stuff, as good as it gets. Before we get to Rocket, though, just Dylan Samson. I know you've already basically dunked all over the guy.
At all costs, like whatever they do, Jim Harbaugh's got to keep Hassan Haskins on this fucking roster. So it doesn't matter that nobody in the entire fucking league wants Hassan Haskins. Jim Harbaugh wants Hassan Haskins.
I was gonna say there's one person I know for sure.
That's it.
Mike, before we get to Quinshon, right now with Dylan Samson, with the current news. We'll get into where do you view him as at the moment? Like how would you how are you digesting and putting this into your dynasty process at the moment? Because I feel like it's a lot to honestly unpack.
I would tell you should view him kind of how we viewed his teammate Jerome Ford this time last year, but shout out to my man Fizz. There were some pretty high people on Jerome Ford, so I don't even remember.
Like I got the graphic pulled. We're getting ready to bring back receipts. We were clowning about Jerome Ford during the draft. All of a sudden, grossly might be relevant. I mean, I guess
might still be back.
Yeah, I mean, I use relevant with a grain of salt. But Mike, Dylan Samson right now, where do you put him? Like, roughly, what do you value him as a future pick, and where would you slot him somewhere, roughly in the ranks at the moment?
Man, you just pull up Keep Trade Cut, and there's so many fucking running backs up here that don't deserve to be here.
Holy shit. Thanks, Vanek. Thanks, Eric.
Right off the rip. Thanks, Eric.
I haven't pulled any comments, but I see a super chat and I see thanks, Eric. So
that's fucking thanks, D-Walk, for the super chat. Thanks, Eric, for getting us $5. But
yeah, man, it's been one of those days, buddy.
Can I say like 30-ish? 30-ish?
No, I mean that's about that. I think that's actually appropriate to me. Yeah, somewhere in there.
How about Bill and Dylan Samson?
I was just gonna ask, like, if Bill passed Dylan Samson, I think it maybe was a little premature, but the landing spot and where we had with B-Rob.
And I have experience with premature. Like I am very fluent in that.
Really? Speaking of, that glass has a long way to go through. I love what I'm seeing right now.
We'll be all right.
Love what I'm hearing. But I mean, to me, Mike, I think I'd put him. Dude, I'll be honest. I'm putting him ahead of Lil Bill now.
I don't understand why you wouldn't. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, anything else is just.
It's just he's got a long way to go on keep trade cut because right now Dylan Samson is currently. Mike, explain this to me. Riddle me
How's
this.
he behind Bayshell Tootin?
Well, wait. Go to that same spot, Mike. Just scroll to the right, okay? Give me to the right, not to the left, to the right.
Trending
How is he down a spot? Explain. In what? Speaking of multiverse, am I in right now? Matt Dennis, what's up, buddy? How?
Do you feel better? Honest question. I mean, he deserves to be in the same ranges that we're talking about here, but we already did the Bill thing. Tank Bigsby or Dylan Samson? You got to pick one.
Samson.
Okay. I think I got more clarity on Dylan Samson's role without Quinshon signed than I do Tank Bigsby's at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they both have no guarantees, but Dylan Samson has what I would feel like is a clean slate. Bigsby to this point feels like an uphill battle.
Why's Trey Benson over him?
Buddy, we have to do this again. I mean, I will say the Trey Benson love is. He needs another full year of absolutely nothing, Mike, to get these stands to go away.
How about ambiguous guys who are they may be locked into number 2 roles, but let's just leave it at that. Like we're talking this tier. If I got told you ambiguous guys who may be locked into number 2 roles or whatever, would you rather have Braylon Allen or Dylan Samson?
I would prefer Dylan Samson, but I think that's a good argument. I think that's a good conversation.
I'm on the Braylon side, but yeah.
I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm still worried about while I like Braylon Allen, like what the upside really looks like. I feel like we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again where we get all excited to realize like Breece, although he looks bad, where's he going to go? That's my problem.
Jordan Mason or Dylan Samson?
No, I can't. I can't do it. Dylan. Give me Dylan.
I'm Dylan there too.
Although I will say, Mike,
ETN, Travis, not Trevor. Travis.
I'll take Dylan over either at this point. I had Dylan slightly ahead of Trevor, but that's definitely now moving up. And I think at this point, Mike, you tell me in that tier, in these players, I'm going to take Samson over all those type of guys. We get to Pollard. We get to Tracy. I probably still would take Tyrone Tracy, but Pollard, definitely Pollard. Let me ask you right now, DeAndre Swift or Dylan Samson?
Swift.
Okay, same. I'm just – but, I mean –
fucking close.
Cam Scatterbo or Dylan Samson?
Same picture.
Same picture? Okay. We're on the same page. We're
same
there.
Picture.
All right. We're on the same page, buddy.
Same picture. And this is me. I guess I'm moving Dylan Samson up a lot. Yeah, I've been very but
did you hear it?
Hey,
reluctantly he I needed him to
I still have long term. I still have the Quinshon conviction. Quinshon is that dude.
Well, right? Here let's pivot now because we got what we needed out of you. I think we had a good conversation there. Let's talk about this.
But hey, just quickly, Quinshon. Jerome Ford.
Okay, well, I was going to go Quinshon first, then Jerome.
This
Ford,
is a boom for him too. Like I'm not putting him in the same fucking conversation we just had, but just
dynasty or redraft conversation.
Redraft, you'd be a hell of a lot more interesting.
Of course, dynasty. I feel like this is your chance.
Yes,
this is your chance. The elevator has ascended, and it's time.
Clock's ticking, boys. Dynasty. He
should have already been on the fucking trade block, and Mike, what would you be willing to move on from Jerome Ford for at this point? And what is too little, like, at this moment?
Give me any third.
I was going to say, I think a third.
29 third. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think a third is where – Mike, if you give me a fourth, I'll tell you to honestly piss off.
For a fourth, I don't really give a
exactly.
shit.
But at a third, I think I can make the case. I'll be honest. A third also could make sense on the buying end, just from the standpoint of like, who knows?
Well, let's 4D this just a little bit. What if I told you it was a fourth in a best ball league, Adam? A fourth. Somebody just going to give you a fourth. No. Right now, they're going to give you fourth in a best ball league. You're a contending team, right? But they're like, hey, I'd be interested in Jerome Ford for a fourth, and I'll give you $40 out of a $100 budget in Fab.
40% budget?
40% of the budget.
That's worth more than the fourth to me.
That's the most valuable piece.
Yeah, so that would...
Okay, now take it to a lineup league. Start 9, 10, who gives a shit? But we know how these early season waivers are in most of these leagues.
Let me say lineup, I think I would probably lean more on the Ford side because I'm kind of already looking for something like the Jerome Ford opportunity here in lineup anyway, right? So I'm a little bit more hesitant to move off of it for like a fourth, let's say. Now, if you're telling me it's still 40% of the fab, if we're talking that conversation, I still might be willing to.
I think I'll take the fourth in the fab, whether it's lineup or best ball.
Here's the caveat, though, for me. Lineup, actually, Mike, I think it's a great conversation because if it's a shallow roster, if I'm talking about 25 roster spots, definitely would be interested in the fab. I think that would be easy. You get to some of these lineup leagues, Mike, where you're at 30, 32.
35.
Yeah,
South
I'm like,
Harmon
I'll be
League
honest, dude.
40.
I'll be honest, I'm probably cool on the fab. I've seen what this wire looks like. I'm going to have to blow it all at one point to get a guy I want, realistically.
I think just for the memes, I'm going with the fab and the fourth round pick.
No, I respect it.
Just so I can pull the Peter Griffin, like a mystery box could be anything. Could be Jerome Ford.
Listen, I may be tired. We're in lockstep on this. It could be anything. Hold on, wait, honey, wait. It could be a boat.
Could be a Jerome Ford.
We could get a Jerome Ford out of this.
Yeah.
So,
all right, now put Quinshon up. That was way too much.
Damn, I was going to say, damn. When Mike told me take Judkins off the screen and put Ford up, I almost lost it. I'm like, where's my friend?
Equal opportunity.
Now, Mike, I feel like last week may have been a little bit aggressive given where we're at now, but we're here. We're here. Where are you at now, man? Like,
I just took a bit of rookie draft this past weekend. Barry's Triple Crown League, the last rookie draft.
I'll be honest with you. I saw the comment in the chat, and I could tell it was, damn it.
It took him 109, but that's just because I was literally in the middle of working way too fucking much this weekend. Dog shit. Not that
the comment of I was today years old when I found out Jackson Dart was still on the board was like
I was. I've never been so fucking devastated in my entire life.
What the hell? What do we do with Judkins? Honestly, like right now, because I think there's a chance. Well, I do too, but I think there's a chance. There's a lot of narratives right now of him go back to college. I'm not.
I don't know how this shit comes up, man. Like I'm pretty sure this is also why, I have these like beefs. They're one-sided beefs because none of these people know who the fuck I am. Okay,
that was savage.
They don't know who the fuck I am, but I fucking hate Mike Florio with a passion. I do. You fucking trash.
I will say I don't think you're alone on this. But
people hate Florio.
But yeah,
he just makes shit up like Quinshon could possibly still go. Like he's putting this shit.
He reads through the fine print and he has to put in something. He's a content creator,
Yeah, if he wins a historic lawsuit that's never fucking happened before, sure, he could probably play college football again. Good job, Mike. Thank you for living in a fantasy world. But yeah, on the real, I heard some murmurs today that they're meeting. A contract is expected real soon. Like I said, they're murmurs, they're rumors.
Yeah, sure.
It's from like Twitter sources like Ricky. Anybody follow Ricky on the old X?
I don't know. Is this Ricky P or Ricky Martin? What are we talking here?
But then like the whole like only keeping 2 running backs was okay. Does that mean something? Like are they close?
Well, Rocket, there were 3.
Yeah, but they could have just claimed him and then they're gonna move his ass to a practice squad. I don't fucking know what's gonna happen.
No, Patty, it's okay. I think he's polarizing. I think people love him. I think people can't stand him. But
dog shit.
But Mike, here's what I wanted to say about the Browns. I feel like the Browns actually in this scenario, it's almost impossible to create and understand the scenarios coming. But I feel like the leverage they have is actually wildly high.
It is stupid high.
I mean, if you're right now, I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to pretend I'm Florio and I know more than I do, okay? But if I'm the agent for Quinshon at this point, I'm saying, listen, we need to forego this whole, are you all the paid dollars here for this? Those days are gone. We need to take what we can get here unless you're really seriously trying to, thread the needle to go back to school. Because what are you going to do?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a contract expert, okay? But this was the first year that rookie second rounders could get fully guaranteed contracts. Right? They don't have to get them. But and this is just going to be a language thing on the actual amount of guarantee, I'm sure is what they're bitching about, because he is in a slot. Like, he's slotted into how much his contract's going to be. So it's not like they're negotiating.
The total dollars he can walk out the door with is fixed, right? But there is wiggle room, and that has been a sticking point for what is officially guaranteed walking out the door, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're bitching about. And to your point, as long as the guarantees weren't nothing, you know what I mean? Like, we could just cut you whatever.
As long as they aren't trying to push their leverage to, immense amounts. But honestly, like, at this point, what do you do? Because, listen, go to Le'Veon Bell, who's on fire, speaking of X right now. All the shit he's been putting out there, if you haven't checked that out. But, Mike, I think if you're a running back, we've looked at Le'Veon Bell. We've seen missing time, period, is not a good thing, especially early in the career. So I'm not going to say sign any contract, but
with Le'Veon,
almost any contract.
With Le'Veon, that is like probably the biggest holdout that we know of
for sure
for running backs. And to be fair to Le'Veon, we're not really sure if it was Le'Veon or the fact he went to the fucking Jets, which like kills anybody.
Or the fact that the Steelers gave up on him. That has been the telltale sign that you're cooked. Speaking of Deontay Johnson, cut from the Browns.
Speaking of former Browns players, yeah. God damn it.
The amount of Deontay Johnson cut and sleeper. But my point is here, if Quinshon gets a contract and is back, what now?
Okay, so Quinshon or Harvey, who you want? As it stands right now.
Today, right now?
Yep.
Harvey. I'll take Harvey.
Probably fair. I'm going to say Quinshon, though.
I get it. People. I had a feeling you weren't leaving. If
Kaleb Johnson or Quinshon?
Kaleb.
Okay. If Quinshon had a contract tomorrow morning, does that change?
Yes.
Okay.
I would take Quinshon ahead of Kaleb, and I think he'd be in the same tier as Harvey, potentially over.
I'd give you the other ones, but I'm pretty sure I know your answer unless you're crazy. As it stands right now, Quinshon or Chuba Hubbard?
Dynasty? That's tough. I'll take Chuba, though, reluctantly.
Whoa. Okay. Not what I thought there. Kamara or Quinshon? Right now, as it stands, today.
I mean, this is I don't even care. It's strictly what am I doing? If I'm contending, I'll take Kamara. If I'm not in the contending window, it's Quinshon, and I'm hoping.
I like that because I think that's a good discussion.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I think it opens up a lot of trade possibilities where there might be a lot of people on your side on this one where like, hey, if I'm contending, I'll take Kamara straight up. Possibility here for some deals, people. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna go buy the shit out of Quinshon if it's like, listen, I'm not really competing or one of them posers. Mike, I'll be ready to push the eject button.
The problem when you have when you're standing for a player, like I drafted before the news. Then when the news hit, I bought. There's only so much more to buy for me. Not that I won't buy, but Mike, let's pivot to a different. Let's pivot to a different. Yeah, exactly. Let's pivot to because we got D-Bro in the building. He's a big Harvey guy. Let's talk Harvey and Dobbins here, buddy.
Big Harvey guy.
Mike, and I think I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong on this. I believe I've been more pro Harvey than you have. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes. Okay. Majority of the people in the space are a lot more pro Harvey than I am. Not that I think he's bad and I don't want this age thing. I fucking hate when the argument is he's like 25. I don't fucking care. I established this with Ray Davis last year that I don't give
anyone arguing age Let's just stop.
Give a fuck.
They used a premium pick on the guy. Forget the age at this point.
Don't care.
He's not Brandon Whedon, all right?
Running back lifespans are so fucking short anyways. I don't give a fuck that he's a 25-year-old rookie. I could care less.
That said, Mike, right now, there's, speaking of murmurs, there's murmurs of J.K. Dobbins being the lead back early.
Yes.
Now, I just want to – what is your take on that? Because to me, real quickly, I'll just say this. I kind of feel like that was to be expected, so to speak. Like he would be the guy that would get the in between the tackles. Yeah, I feel like the roles are pretty easy to spot. Now, what this means for Harvey's upside, I don't know. But I'm just curious for you what that means and if you thought that was coming already too.
I think this is just my opinion, but it felt like in the space a lot of people when R.J. Harvey was drafted where he was to the Broncos was like plug and play 60-65% Alvin Kamara in Sean Payton's offense. This was
love
the
you
next
too, D bro.
Like that's where I felt like people were. And then you saw the J.K. Dobbins thing and this is an indictment of Audric Estime. And it's like, well, we already had that indictment. We saw it last year live. Audric Estime was shit. Now he's an Eagle. Thanks, Eric, for letting me know that too while I was on the shitter right before the show. Eagles practice squad running back. It kind of still feels to me like some people are still like way too in on RJ Harvey when, I don't know, I've watched Sean Payton football long enough outside of like Alvin Kamara. There was always this weird like committee approach that was kind of fucking gross where you had to find the gem, like who was going to kind of be that guy every single week. And it just feels real too murky for me to be super excited about RJ Harvey, right? Like you like him because he's a rookie. You like him because they made a draft pick because they said they want to use him in this range. And then they go out and they get a pretty decent running back in J.K. Dobbins. Now, he's not a world beater anymore. Injuries have kind of sapped him from that, but he's still
last year though. To me,
was surprisingly decent.
Granted, that's a run scheme that's always been pretty friendly, right? But Mike, I feel like he showed out, frankly, given what we thought of him last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
big surprise.
Mike, Kamani Vidal. Think about this. Maybe not quite at this time, but damn near at this time last year, Kamani Vidal was penciled the starter from the dynasty streaks. That turned into a laughing stock, and JK being the lead back as long as he can handle the touches.
So my biggest hesitancy with Harvey is I've been down this road multiple times. D-Bro's in here too, so he'll know because I was the one giving him a lot of pushback for the longest time. People love fucking Jaylen Warren. They love Jaylen Warren. They've talked about him for like the last 5 fucking years. I don't even know if he's been in the league that long, but it feels like forever.
I agree with this, D-Bro.
It feels like fucking forever. Jaylen Warren-ish type running backs. You know, I'll throw Kenneth Gainwell into this mix too because I heard this shit for the longest time. You don't really get me, rocked up and excited when you struggle to even get 45% of the snaps. And I can't tell you for certain that RJ Harvey's going to have 45% of the fucking snaps this year. I can't tell you for certain. He might be a 40% guy at best. Now, there's going to be 55% J.K. Dobbins and then whatever the fuck they mix in with some shitter that we don't even know who the fuck it is, right? Like, is Tyler Beatty going to be a thing for 5%? No. I don't fucking know. Who cares? But the point is that these, like, part-time running backs, like, everybody's drafting R.J. Harvey as, like, oh, he's got RB1 potential, or he's going to be a very good RB2, right out the gate. I don't fucking know that, man, because most of the time these 35, 40, 45% fucking touch, like, running backs just don't do enough to get you woo.
Yeah. So let's talk about that because I think I'm not really sure where everyone stands on this. I feel like that would be on the lower range of outcomes if he got 40% snaps. I think that would be on the lower range of outcomes. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I feel like that would be like the floor or like the lowest, a worst case scenario. And I could be wrong on that, by the way, because Mike, I didn't think Blake Corum was all that talented, but I didn't think last year they used a day 2 pick on Blake Corum to fucking not use him at all. So not the same situation, but I'm just saying I think 40% would be like 45% would be holy fuck. This is bad news.
Not what we signed up for.
I expect kind of like a 50-55, and I don't know necessarily who wins that, honestly, at this point, kind of, personally. What do you think the upside? Let me ask you this, because this I think is where I'd be curious to see what the chat says too. Because the thing about Dobbins is this that worries me. Although early, let's say he's getting a lot of the snaps, he has a ton of tread and a ton of problems, it seems like, to his body. And I'm kind of curious to your point about everyone else. If these guys are kind of splitting the backfield and Dobbins gets hurt, that I think is where the RJ Harvey fucking takeoff train can happen. If that's the case, right? Like if there's an injury. I'm not trying to tell you that's guaranteed. That's my concern with Dobbins, who I just drafted in redraft. But
I think your best case scenario, right? Like this is everything working, and what I would assume everyone thinks is what they want would be like Achan's
I agree.
Rookie year. Achan's rookie year
would be the best case, you're saying?
Yeah, like that kind of efficiency where you don't really necessarily have to be this 60-65% touch guy, right? Because the Dobbins there, but you're just so damn efficient in a good offense. Like that's this working. I think a lot of people have this Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery like comparison with these two. You know what I mean?
Or Ingram and Kamara, right? Like
yeah, or Ingram and Kamara, right? I can tell you the Gibbs one is fucking whoa. Get that shit out of your fucking mind, man. Like really? Harvey and Gibbs as prospects ain't Jesus Christ, man. That's like saying me and Channing Tatum are in the same tier.
I mean, yeah. Well,
come on, bro.
Gibbs has always been a pretty ridiculous talent. So, but I mean, situationally though, that's the thing about the running back position is
maybe
I agree with you about the talent. Although I do think Harvey's talented, Mike, but isn't it always been, I think, in the NFL especially, the opportunity – you don't have to be as talented as Gibbs to still be a smash in fantasy or dynasty, right? I think that's probably the conversation. But I hear you, though. He's not – listen, if anyone's out here touting him as Jahmyr Gibbs, I'd push back too. But, Mike, let me ask you, do you think there's still a world where he's a 55-45 leader, Harvey, right now?
Over Dobbins?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it. Maybe in touches. Maybe in touches.
There you go.
Maybe in touches. It's not going to be in snaps because he can't pass protect for fuck. Yeah. By all accounts, he can't. Like
so that is one of the problems for Harvey. Let's just talk about for raw snaps that we've seen.
Not that
a lot
we
of
get
younger
fantasy
players.
points for pass protected. I'm just saying, if you want to talk about snap share, it's not going to fucking happen if you because you can't pass protect.
Sure. No, that's for sure. That's the thing about it. If you can't pass protect, I mean, most people aren't going to put you in, let alone Peyton, which
is nuts to me. The NFL world coaches.
This is kind of still what I see, by the way. I'm in a 55. I think a 55-45 where I also think Dobbins might not have to play a ton of snaps. Really? Well, I'm saying more like 55-45.
I could see maybe 55. Like, yeah. I'll meet you halfway on that one. 60% is a fucking pipe dream. Unless Dobbins gets fucking nuked and hurt.
Real quick on the pass pro.
He has before.
The one thing about it is, like, you don't get points for that, but if you're in on downs, which a team is saying, hey, this is a pass pro down, there's an opportunity that Bo Nix is going to give you a dump off, right? And that in PPR is
Kenneth
Walker.
What
you're wanting.
You know what I mean? Like those 13 catch Kenneth Walker games because he sticks them, right? Check and release. Yeah. You love those. Those are free points. I love those. But if you can't even make the field because I can't even trust you to do the check part of the release, then rip.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. Peyton does typically want to get his running backs involved in passing down opportunities. So I just feel this. Let's pivot away from Harvey real quick. I think this is great news for J.K. Dobbins as far as what if you have shares. I'm in a holding period. Let me just be honest. I'm in a holding period with Harvey where I'm not moving him down too much yet until I see that there's actually, where there's smoke, there's fire. I want to see fire. Smoke. Right now, there's smoke everywhere. I've seen smoke all over the place, Mike. So I want to see fire before I'm moving. But I do think I'm encouraged by the news for J.K. Dobbins. That's kind of where I'm personally at with a week till the season starts. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, he made it through. You know what I mean? He made it through.
Yeah.
Had some moments. J.K. Dobbins was kind of like an afterthought when he signed with Denver. You're like, oh, what the fuck? And then, like, as it's kind of gone on, people in the know around Denver, like the beat reporters, yeah, I don't always agree with this guy. Again, another one of my not favorites on Twitter, but Ben Albright talking about usage and who's going to be out there. I say most of the time when it comes to the Broncos, he's pretty close. He's pretty close about usage. Like, he's pretty close about what's going to happen. He seems really bullish on how they're going to use J.K. Dobbins and how much work he's actually going to get. So this is going to be a good thing for him.
This, I think, is the better conversation at the moment. If you're a contender, do you take the risk of seeing J.K. Dobbins actually the smoke here, trusting it, trusting his body, trusting that he can do this for the season as a contender, or do you think it's a better pivot time?
No, I think as a contender, I want to get some J.K. Dobbins
more Dobbins. So what does that look like price wise? What do you think? Let me ask you, what would you be willing to send easily, and where would you be like, okay, fuck, you can have my J.K. Dobbins?
You're not gonna like this one. I'll trade my Dylan Samson for J.K. Dobbins.
No.
Yeah. Trade my J.K. Give me J.K. You can have my Dylan Samson.
Everything good he said earlier.
I just crushed you.
He just wrecked it. He just wrecked it. All accountability, all. I mean, how and why? Let me just ask you that why. Give me the why behind this. Just curious.
I'm much more confident as a contender in JK's role.
Okay.
In a better offense, by the way, a lot better offense than I am Dylan Samson's.
Okay. So, yeah, I figured it would just be strictly that a production thing. Which, I mean, I'm not going to fight that narrative. But to me, Dylan Samson is a asset in Dynasty that I wouldn't be able to pass on because of, Mike, I think Dylan Samson is a unbelievable upswing. Look at the JCM hype. Give that some credence and think about it with actual, like, not a 7th round pick. Think about what if Quinshon doesn't have a contract for the first month. Like that type of asset. Little Bill, I mean, if that's what we're calling this fucking guy at this point. Wide receiver, running back 25, Mike. You talked about Kamara. I mean, there's a chance within a month Dylan Samson is ahead of Quinshon and near Kaleb, those type of play. Dobbins, I don't think has. Here's the reason I wouldn't do it. Not because he couldn't be the producer that you're talking about, but because I'm leaving the holy fuck, I might be able to pivot this into Derrick Henry. Holy fuck, I might be able to pivot this into, I mean, name the guys up there, Kenneth Walker if someone's panicked. Like, that's the type of upswing. What would Dobbins have to do to be a top 24 back? I don't even know if that could happen other than a Harvey injury.
In production?
Right? No, in dynasty value. To trade. I'm talking tradability.
He's probably never getting there in dynasty value.
And that's the reason I say that, because I have to. The bet for me is essentially now I'm riding the production and betting on that for the year, where I think Samson would have windows to sell for something that he shouldn't go for. That's the reason
What's your fallout on Dylan Samson, though?
What do you mean, what's my fallout?
Your fallout on Dylan Samson is no production, one, as a contender. Two, his dynasty value, gone forever, never to return.
I mean, J.K. Dobbins has already shown that to happen. Now, it has returned, but J.K. Dobbins was like literally 0 on his last injury. So the fallout for Dobbins and the fallout for Dylan Samson is lower for Dobbins. So the upside is higher for Samson, and the floor is higher for Samson.
But we've also seen 4th-round running backs like Dylan Samson, right? I don't care that we're getting out of rookie fever now. We're getting into production time. Just follow me. Quinshon signs. We get week 1. They're working Quinshon in, whatever, next week, right? He's getting his 10%, 15% touches, whatever, slow. But the lead running back for the Browns is not Dylan Samson.
Yeah.
It's fucking Jerome Ford. Trusted Jerome Ford.
Sure.
And then by week 4 or 5, we got Dylan Samson out here, sometimes making the active roster, other times not even getting dressed. on game days.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And this is how the rest of the year plays out.
Mm-hmm.
What's Dylan Samson worth to anybody at any given fucking time at that point?
Give me what he would be worth. You think you get 0 for him?
Nothing.
You think he's not worth a single pick in Dynasty?
No.
Interesting. Okay, so what? Well, let me ask you. What is the argument here?
I was saying your downside on Dylan Samson is a hell of a lot more than J.K. Dobbins.
No, it is not. If J.K. Dobbins gets injured and misses any time, he's already proven to be worth less than even that scenario for one Dylan Samson.
What do you mean?
J.K. Dobbins has been worth less. He's been worth 0. He's been worth 0. He's been cut before. So if he has an injury, even if it's not season ending, his floor is going to be lower than Dylan Samson. I hear what you're saying, but Dylan Samson still will net a 4th-round pick. People buy running backs like that all the time in their rookie season. So he still would have some sort of value insulation. Where here's the thing about it, Mike. Let me ask you right now, if J.K. Dobbins
throwing it out there. I mean, what was fucking Sione Vaki worth all last year?
Sione Vaki?
Yeah.
Really?
There's another 4th. It was a 4th-round fucking running back drafted last. It was a.
It's not the same.
It was a 4th-round running.
Stop. Just for your own sake, for everyone's sake. Stop. No, it's not.
Dylan Samson. Yes.
No, it's not because I like Dylan Samson. It's because of the opportunity in front of him. When was Sione Vaki potentially going to be the number 1 back in his offense? He wasn't.
Okay, Israel Abanikanda.
When was he? When are these guys that you're going to name? When are these guys that you're going to name potentially the running back 1 on their offense?
There's a lot of these guys who are taken in there. Where Dylan Samson is right now.
Dylan Samson, where he was drafted versus what his opportunity is right now with a week before the season, is different than Abanikanda. Is different than all these players.
He's RB2 on the depth chart right now. Like
sure.
That's the best case. At one point, Evan Hull was RB2 on his depth chart.
Going into the season? I mean, come on, Mike. What are you talking about, dude? All right. This is becoming not a very
Hey,
good...
Hassan Haskins at one point was a 4th-round running back.
There you go. Dylan Samson, Hassan Haskins, definitely higher floor. So that's
Pierre Strong. We got some good ones. Ben Mason. Remember that name?
I don't.
I'm telling you, Adam, there's a risk for Dylan Samson to be worth nothing by like week 8.
Okay. Mike, what are you saying? I've heard that part. The upside for Dylan Samson is higher. Would you agree with that?
In dynasty value, yes. In production, no.
You don't think he could be a better producer this year potentially than J.K. Dobbins?
Than J.K. Dobbins. What would lend you to say that he could produce more than J.K. Dobbins this year? Like, what would that look like to you?
Well,
we're talking about a guy who right now, by all accounts, is going to lead the Broncos offense in touches for a running back position, or at least.
Well, I think that's where there's 2 different conversations. I think that's 2 different conversations because I don't think everybody agrees that he's for sure going to lead the Broncos in touches.
Okay, but he has a clear defined role within the Broncos, right? Which is going to be on the fucking field. He's playing a significant amount of touches, right? Right out the gate. We know this for sure.
Mike, right now the Browns have, like as you said, they have 2 running backs on their roster.
Okay. What does that split
He's not playing a significant amount of snaps?
Okay, so he's playing a significant amount of snaps. Now, Cleveland Browns fucking offense or the Denver Broncos offense? Which running back do you want? Mystery box running backs. Put a fucking hood over them. You don't know who the fuck they are. Which running back who's going to play a significant amount of touches for a dynasty contender would you rather have?
Well, I mean, this is just which offense do I think is going to have a better backfield scoring?
Which running back would you rather have if it was a mystery box?
I mean, I feel like at this point, just if we go to that point, I think you're probably underplaying a little bit Stefanski's ability to have running back score pretty decent at the running back position for fantasy.
With the current core of running backs that are on this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Ford and Dylan Samson. He had Jerome Ford last year. Sure. How did Jerome Ford do for you in that offense?
That's exactly the point. He didn't do very much, right?
Okay. And so we're talking about the Denver Broncos offense, who we've seen running back score fantasy points in. Much better offense, right? Sean Payton also devises a pretty good scheme for his running backs where he puts up fantasy points. versus the Cleveland Browns offense, which didn't get any better from last year, which was shit, and had a Jerome Ford already.
It didn't
and
get
now
any
has
better?
a Dylan Sampson. Like, is Dylan Sampson the one to fix what this Cleveland Browns rushing attack was last year?
What was Denver's running back situation last year?
Bunch of fucking Javonte Williams and turds.
But that's what I'm saying. Last year, you're acting like Denver is guaranteed to be way better than you're just talking about, this is what you were wanting to discuss. The Browns versus Broncos, I don't think it's like, oh my God, I want to have the Broncos by a country mile. I'd be fine with either. If you wanted to lean the Broncos, I'm not saying no to that, but I don't think it's like leaps and bounds. We've seen plenty of people produce in the Browns offense at the running back position with Stefanski.
I watched Javonte Williams in the Broncos offense. Like, he's nothing special. Produced way more than Jerome Ford did last year.
But I just think Jerome Ford's not very talented.
So why is Dylan Sampson behind him then, right now?
Well, why is RJ Harvey behind J.K. Dobbins?
J.K. Dobbins has actually done shit in his career.
Bro, I don't think these are permanent roles. I think there's a chance that Dylan Sampson could end up being and carving out a very meaningful role for the Browns. I'm not guaranteeing him to have better production than J.K. Dobbins, but I don't think there's a 0% outcome, like you're saying, that he couldn't outproduce J.K. Dobbins, especially given J.K. Dobbins' injury history.
Mm-hmm. I just don't fucking see it, man. I don't see it in the Cleveland Browns offense that we have. I don't care if it's ambiguous or not, like where he's at with Jerome Ford or no Quinshon or Quinshon. Listen, on a contending team, I want the known commodity. The known commodity is J.K. Dobbins on a better, much better offense.
I get what you're saying. I think, Mike, what we're talking about, though, we're talking about two different things. So I'm trying to not make this argumentative. I'm trying to say that we have talking about this from different lenses. If you want to make the bet on production right now, though, and say that he's going to make it through the season and you believe in that, that's fine. I'm just saying that's what that has. There's not really a lot of upside trade-outs from there. I typically in September, which we're not even at, August here, want to have the play that has an upside trade out of. That's the way that I would like to play it. So that's the reason I'm doing that. Now, I think there is a window he could outproduce JK, but if I'm going with the Dylan Sampson route, it's not to hold him for the whole season anyway. It's to find a window to trade out of him.
Okay. You got any J.K. Dobbins?
I do.
So I got any Dylan Sampson? We can make some swaps.
Sure. Yeah, we could do it.
Let's do this.
It would be fun. Last time this happened, it was a Puka deal.
Yeah. Time before that, it was a Kyle Pitts deal. Fire back.
What? That was in the summer.
Doesn't count.
It absolutely is not the same.
We're still in the summer.
Well, that's good. I'm ready for the season, but hey.
Fuck yeah.
What? So wait. So you got to go back to Kyle Pitts, 2021.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy
it was the quickest thing I could pull off the top of my head.
Well,
you got to hit me from a Puka deal from 2 years ago, so I just went back 4 years.
I was about to say, I'm talking on air. By the way, that was far from on air. I was drinking margaritas with my wife at the Mexican restaurant. That was on air America's game. But we could talk.
You were in the clouds. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we could get Kelly down here for sure. She would probably love to be on the stream. I'm sure everyone at this point is like, this is the best part of the. I have no idea what they just said, but I know that this was the most fun part. Samson has the talent to carve a role. Sure, when Judkins comes in, that'll diminish, but I don't see why Samson can't be a Braylon Allen escape guy, etc. guy. I don't know what is it. Escape guy? What's ESC? Dobbins has Harvey looming. Samson has Judkins. Both are probably losing their jobs. I mean, that definitely could be the case too. We will see though. Time will tell. It's awesome because I actually drafted J.K. Dobbins to be a starter in redraft yesterday. But, the
As
whole point.
Starter?
The whole point was I'm not arguing that J.K. isn't guaranteed to be a good producer. I'm saying that you're downplaying Dylan Sampson's role.
Starters do you have? 14?
10.
10?
10.
Holy
See?
Shit.
So who believes in J.K. Dobbins producing now? That just happened.
You must have the greatest wide receiver core ever assembled.
If you like Marv, I got Amon-Ra, Marv. I had to get Rome for the vibes, and I've got Smitty.
All right.
So those are my 4 receiver starters. I got Godwin. We'll see what happens there. That was a later pick, but it was super flex, Mike. So I got McCarthy, and I got Kyler. I had to wait on one position, and I waited primarily on that running back spot because I ended up. The reason I got McCarthy too was I stacked him with Hawk. So I got all the guys we talked about.
Where'd you get Hawk? Here's the litmus test.
It was 7 and 8 turn. It was either Hawk, McCarthy, or vice versa.
You're fine then. If you told me like round 4, I was going to end this motherfucker.
That's where I got.
I'm out of here.
Round 4 was where I got Kyler, buddy. That was my first quarterback. Anyway, well, we were going to – before we get to questions, we're 45 in before we even got out of 2 backfields.
Fuck it. I put in so many hours. We can go a little later tonight. Fuck them. I don't even care if I'm tired tomorrow.
Here's Mike's ready to fight, so let's let him fight this one.
Let's go.
Rashi officially 6 games, Mike. So where are you at?
6 games. 6 games. First 6 games. Same fucking spot I've been since, last year. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Everybody had him up. Everybody had him up.
The thing is, we just went from Quinshon has clearly gone like this, all right? Up and down and up and down. This one, for everyone's sake, let's, say it again, I guess is what we would do.
Hey, do you know when Keep Trade Cuddy's actually finally down to where he should have been when he got fucking injured last year?
What is that, by the way?
Around the 20s, man. That's where
okay. I was going to guess 18. Is that correct?
He's at 19 right now.
All right.
He's right ahead of Rome.
Do you think Rome passes him with the news?
I would imagine now that people actually know, the more casuals are going to drop him down.
Would you rather Rome or Rashi right now in Dynasty?
It's always been Rome.
I'm trying to get the. Come on, Mike.
Okay.
Don't fight me again. Let's get the chat fired up. Let's try.
It's always been Rome. I've had this fucking gun out, like the astronaut.
Listen, when you're going up and down, you don't pause. Are you kidding me? That's the worst thing you could do.
It's Fast. Rome.
Up and down, up and down.
Always has been.
Okay, so how about Mike? Let's talk about somebody. I won't do this. I'll take the high road. Let's talk about Ibuka or Rashi.
Rashi.
Damn. Not believing the Ibuka thing, huh?
Just got to see it. Got to see it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Got to see it. And we don't know about this Godwin thing. Like, when is he coming back? It hasn't been there's been no good news.
I was going to say.
By default, that's bad news, I guess.
Exactly. It's that. Like, when we watched him go off on a stretcher, his foot was clearly not in the correct placement.
Correct.
We've seen how you've talked about it. We talked about it on the show. That has kind of been a following year problem for the most part. I drafted Godwin late in this redraft league, hoping for miraculous comeback, but I have my doubts, frankly, with the injury that he's dealing with.
That's fair.
Now, let me ask you this: with Rashi, before we could do a Ibuka conversation, but quickly, Smitty or Rashi?
Smitty. I don't understand the Smitty disrespect, man.
I drafted him as my wide receiver 3, and I was like, why does everyone hate him? I don't get it.
They hate him. Even in low volume passing offense, he just.
I had the 10 spot, no third round reversal, by the way. My redraft 10 spot, no third round is just brutal. But at the 5th round, so at the end of the 5th, felt like it was way too easy. But I think the rest of the conversation here is going to be where you pivot to Rashi, like JMO. Where are you at with JMO?
Easily Rashi. The JMO thing is
starting to get a lot of remember last year there was sleeper hype? Now that ended up being clearly a great point. A great win.
I honestly feel like they're the same people, but I'm also really waiting for this Sharks versus Jets thing, West Side Story, because there's so many Tesla truthers out there too, and this Tesla JMO thing. I really do think they're the same fucking people, hyping both of them up, which makes no sense to me. But hey, maybe there is a faction. I'm ready. All I can say is they both can't coexist. Okay, Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta and Gibbs. They both can't coexist.
Now, to be fair, they're different. But he's got chains on, multiple.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Matt?
They're just not the Cubans, right? I mean,
yeah, we're going thin tonight.
Thin to win.
We're going thin to win.
That's a golf term. But Mike, so Matthew Golden or Rashi?
Rashi.
Terry McLaurin or Rashi?
Terry. Well, okay. Long-term dynasty.
I was about to say
long-term dynasty.
I was going to pivot. I was going to go to the next player, which I thought was a layup, but I'm like, wait a minute. You get Terry for sure? Okay. So you're saying on a 1 year, you're going to go for it to win right now, you would make that pivot?
Within these next 2 years. If
you're having a team that you're saying, like, my window is now, right? This year, maybe next year, you're going to make that pivot? Interesting. I guess with the 6-game suspension, I can understand it a little bit more.
That's one you don't have to do straight up, though. Like,
no.
I don't think there's anybody.
We'll see what the crowdsourced data gives us here. But let me ask you, Mike, now at this one, I feel like the victory lap you're ready to take. Like, what do you have to add to Rashi to get to Xavier Worthy?
Oh, you're going to have to give me a second, my guy. You're looking at the wide receiver one of the Chiefs. I pulled some data, actually, Adam. I put the glasses on. I pulled some data.
I knew you had some Worthy stuff going. That's why I set you up here.
You know how much
I'm willing to, just give you the floor.
How much reverence we talk about Rashi in the first 3 games. I'm not even including week 4 when he fucked up his knee early on in the game, right? When Patrick Mahomes fucked up his knee. Fuck this guy. Tackling him, taking his knee out. But first 3 games, 21.6 points per game, right? And that's how much reverence we talk about. Wide receiver 1 type shit, right? 9.6 targets, average 50 air yards per game. So relatively short targets, right? The guy only had 2 deep targets the whole time in 3 games, right? That's what was classified. So a lot of underneath stuff, a lot of designed, whatever. Xavier Worthy, Adam, and I've brought this up multiple times. Back inside. I brought this up multiple times. The end of season run Xavier Worthy was on was just as good, and maybe in some cases better than Rashi's start to the season last year, which everyone creams their pants over. Because Xavier Worthy, this is including 1 playoff game against the Texans, which he only finished with 8.6 fantasy points, right? I'm not going to count week 18, none of the starters played. But he had 6 games there total. So we're looking at 15, 16, 17, and all their playoff games, right? Including the Super Bowl. Xavier Worthy during that time, 21.6 fantasy points per game. Sound familiar? 8.6 targets per game, and listen, 41 air yards per game. Doesn't that sound awfully fucking similar to Mr. Rashi Rice? But everyone wants to talk about how great he was. As soon as they put Xavier Worthy,
41 air yards per game seems low.
It was low. He had 1 game with negative 39 air yards, for fuck's sake.
That's. I was really.
And he still had 20 fantasy points.
No, I mean everything else. Everything else, you obviously already had. Like, was good cherry picked info. I just was that one was like, holy crap, 41 air yards a game is Rome had more than that.
He had 1 game with negative 39 air yards, and then he had 1 game with 110.
Yeah,
that was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, the Super Bowl, you have no choice but to air it out, right? So let me ask you right now. So here's what's crazy about this, okay? Because we were just, I feel like. Let me just say this: the off season at the moment, the way the Twittersphere, whatever you want to call it, moves, things become concrete that aren't concrete, and everyone starts moving as if the information is, which is like, okay, Rashi's going to play the first 4 games minimum. Now that narrative threw a wrench into kind of my opinion and where I think Xavier Worthy, like, the reality is for him, because I was planning for Rashi to miss the early part of the year. Now if we're back to that, which clearly is, and it is concrete, Mike, what does Xavier Worthy have to do now for you? Because I feel like this is the thing that I've wanted to talk about. Opportunity is immense in front of him now, right? If he was to pick up where he left off, let's say, for the next 6 weeks, what does that look like? Maybe let's not do that. That's probably like to the moon type things, right? I mean, if he's averaging 20, what'd you say, 21, 22 points?
21.6.
He's top 15 for sure, if not higher, right?
Yes.
What if he's averaging
15, 16?
Let's say this. Yeah, let me ask you this way. Let me ask you the question. What does he need to do for the next 6 weeks to ensure that he doesn't fall?
That he doesn't fall? Yeah, he's got to be like 15, 16 pointer. He's got to be Devontae Smith.
Because that's, I think, the interesting part about this from the other side of it. Now, let's just acknowledge, if he picks up where he left off and he's scoring 20 plus, I mean, Ladd McConkey, look out, JSN. I mean, there's few people he can't pass. But if he has the 6-week window and he kind of, I'm not going to say flops, but just doesn't deliver in a great manner, That I think is where if Rashi comes back, people might be cooling their jets. So I'm kind of with you. That if he's in a 15-16 range, that probably puts him at like wide receiver 15, 18 numbers, right? Yep. If he's in that spot, I think he at least holds true and might even still go up a little bit. I think the other thing will be how it looks. Like what's the target volume? Is it a couple big long touchdowns, or if he still like keeps track of 8 targets a game through those 6 weeks? I don't think he's going down. No chance.
No chance. He's getting 8 to 9 targets a fucking game.
Yeah, he's going probably up if anything. Yeah, I'm with you there. So,
and it's Dynasty is going to be like we talk about it now because it's still fresh and hypotheticals, but week 3, week 4, the here and now is going to matter a fuck ton to people. It's going to matter a fuck ton to people. We've had multiple weeks where we just watch Xavier Worthy put up 18 points, 19 points, 15 points. Be the number 1 receiver, have 7 to 8, 9 targets a game. Like, Rashi's kind of going to be an afterthought for some people. Like, oh, yeah, that guy's he's coming back, I guess. He's coming back. He's been away from the team for fucking 6 weeks, so we'll see what kind of shape he's in. Well, it's going to take him time to get acclimated.
Speaking of, let's go to the last. We'll go to one more backfield, and then we're going to go to questions. All right, so.
Boom.
Mike's locked, loaded, ready to fight any and every. So let's give him what he really wants.
Let's do it.
Jaylen fucking Warren, buddy. Where you at? What's the where are you at? Give me the actual. Don't give me the McNutted, he's got the chains on, tough guy, argue just to argue. Give me the real. Where are you feeling about this whole thing at the moment?
Kaleb Johnson's going to take over. I just don't know when. Right? This is the most in I've ever been on.
That might be the fairest thing that you said all fucking.
I hope D-Bro's still here to hear this one. But this is the most in I've ever been on Jaylen Warren.
Every time we start to disagree, D-Bro flees. He can't handle our disagreement on the show. Which is, D-Bro, I'll just say, I know you're not watching, but come on. If we don't give you any real, I mean, come on.
That's right. We got to bitch and bicker amongst each other.
But listen, honestly, that might be the fairest thing you said all night, because when would you project it to come if you had to?
I don't know. Whenever they end up deciding that Aaron Rodgers is fucking cooked.
But Mike, here's the reason that I think this is actually so interesting, because I've been very Kaleb and just Jaylen. Not that I'm interested in Jaylen, honestly. What I'm starting to feel as a whole, granted, this is subject to change. Like, I'm starting to feel like I want nothing to do with this offense as fucking as it gets.
This offense is pretty shit.
Like, at this point, if they have to move on from Aaron Rodgers, like, why? Why not just let him fucking go out on his, let him run before you put him down? Like, Mason, what are we doing? There's nothing on this roster. I mean, maybe if you believe in the one player from Ohio State that nobody wanted to draft as far as our quarterback went, but I don't know.
Will Howard, I guess.
No, I'm just – the problem is, though, with that same thing being said, Mike, is I don't think – I know that, they're going to play gross football that keeps them in games, and they're probably going to be around the 500 mark. It's just what they do. But I don't think this team's going to be bad enough, or it's going to be a clear, defined moment to where they need to – we've got to insert Kaleb to get a spark. That's hard to create in my mind as a early in the season, like seeing that. That's my fear, frankly.
Well, my biggest fear is you look at the quarterback. It's Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Eric. He hasn't been fucking good for 3 years now.
Speaking of Eric,
3 years?
Did you see this comment already, or did you just?
That's fine. No, I didn't. But speaking of Eric, he hasn't been good for 3 years. His last year with Green Bay was shit. He goes to the Jets. He tears his Achilles.
He was
then he
good.
goes to his Jets year. Last year was fucking dog shit.
Well, he was good. The last time he was good,
4
he had
years
Adams
ago.
for the whole season, and that was peak.
4 years ago.
Peak.
His last year in Green Bay
Packers.
was fucking disgustingly bad too.
Because dude, he was MVP level with Devontae Adams. When Adams moved away, it was oh shit. We forgot that has an opportunity to happen, right?
Yes. He was shit before the Achilles injury.
And we had the Achilles injury makes it a full year.
Didn't help it.
Sure.
Then he was bad. Yeah. Okay, so that's Aaron Rodgers. Just that's where we're starting, right? We're gonna skip running backs. You got DK Metcalf. I'm always a DK fan.
Real quick, I want to let you go, but Mr. B, everybody, I've got a bunch of questions starred. We're gonna get to them, but we're gonna finish out the ambiguous backfield segment.
People will bury Worthy if that happened.
Damn it, Mike. Keep going. Don't answer the question.
Okay. But anyways, like I'm always gonna be a DK fan, right?
Of course.
I love those old school Madden creative player wide receivers. But right now, Adam, Scotty Miller's listed as a starting wide receiver on this fucking team.
I don't think it's just listed. I think
he is.
I think they plan to put him when they don't go dual tight ends. I think they put him in the slot every time, buddy. You know.
I mean, I'm looking at the wide receiver core. Calvin Austin, whatever. Scotty Miller, LOL. Roman Wilson didn't do shit last year at all. Ben Skoranek. Ben fucking Skoranek made the team.
I thought that was just a McVay thing, you know.
You look at the tight ends and you're like, okay, Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, nice.
Well, right? They also got a left tackle at tight end.
Darnell Washington, right? I don't think the offensive line is that bad. You know, it's not great, but it's not terrible, right? Like there's something to be said. And then the running backs, Jaylen Warren, Kaleb Johnson, that's nice. But listen, I don't know how much an Aaron Rodgers to Scotty Miller and Calvin Austin and Ben Skoranek like offense I really want to be super invested in, just as a whole.
Yeah, if you were into the whole Alan Lazard thing over and over, like that's kind of a poor man's version of this, right? Like
it's Jesus Christ, I take Alan Lazard.
That's what I mean. No, that's a poor man's version of this. Like it's slants over the middle to Scotty Miller. Like yuck.
Holy fuck, man. Yeah. Whoa.
But
hard pass.
The thing though is Mike, I actually think with this offense, this is going to sound insane, but it almost feels like they had a Tomlin identity of just give it to Najee. He's not going to get any yards. We know it's coming, but fuck it. We're going to hit him in the mouth. We're just going to keep doing that. Like, I don't know if that is how – I don't think that at the moment that's how they view Kaleb. And it almost feels like with Aaron Rodgers especially, Mike, you know what he's really good at nowadays is just before he gets crushed, check it down to fucking 30. Like that could end up being what the offense looks like a lot.
Or Pat Freiermuth is going to have 8 billion targets.
I guess my point is I'm not overly excited or optimistic for anyone in the offense.
Either.
And I don't know. I feel like maybe if Jaylen – I'm not saying Jaylen Warren's going to happen, but if Jaylen Warren was actually going to have a decent season, like this might end up being kind of what it looks like.
This would be it. Where the fuck is he right now? Man, he's RB40 on Keep Trade Cut. Like
that feels pretty low.
That
feels pretty low. And that, dude, this is from two Warren fucking haters, honestly.
Two Warren haters.
I'll come out and admit it. I'll say it.
Not okay. Listen,
I'll admit it. I'll at least admit it if you won't. Okay, if you won't admit to being a Jaylen Warren hater, I don't know what else we need to hear tonight.
I just want to be clear. I don't hate Jaylen Warren the player. I like him. Okay.
You don't hate the person. Okay, fine. We get that.
I don't hate the player. What I hated was people trying to shove him down my fucking throat for the last 3 years, even though I knew Najee Harris was getting the ball. Okay? As long as Najee Harris was fucking healthy, he was getting the fucking football. Not Jaylen Warren. Stop the bullshit. Right? And I got in numerous fucking arguments with people on this shit. Like this is the RJ Harvey thing, Adam. You can't sell me on a guy who's listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen to Harvey, but this is my fear. You can't sell me on running backs who are 40% dudes, okay? Stop it. It's not going to happen. You got to hit at least 50. And Jaylen Warren could never out-touch Najee fucking Harris. And I just got tired of but you guys hear that? That's a Jaylen Warren drumbeat. No, it's not. Is Najee dead?
The thing is, though,
fireworks.
The thing is, though, even though they didn't pick up the fifth-year option, I truly believe that they could not separate themselves from sunk cost fallacy, Mike. They couldn't. They used a first-round pick. They used a first-round pick, and they were going to get every bit of that penny dollar.
Let's live in the fucking world where Aaron Rodgers doesn't get his way. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't. This is not his way, trust me.
But you know what I mean. Like, it always feels that anywhere Aaron Rodgers goes, he tries to fucking put his...
That also isn't happening. Not here, not now. Not in Pittsburgh. No way.
So we're going to live in this world with Mike Tomlin where Aaron Rodgers is not getting his way.
I don't think he is. I personally, truly don't.
What if Kaleb Johnson's the new Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren is still that fucking 35, 40% guy?
I mean, it could be. Well, that like here with what I was hearing, coach speak wise, and what I was anticipating, that was kind of what I was gearing up for. Honestly, like the Jaylen Warren people are going to be really mad again. Now, I'm not saying that can't be the case, but like it feels like a little bit of the coach speak has cooled, and you've even talked about this with him, being a guy that's Iowa fan. Okay, there's been times you want him to just fucking lay it down, lay the hammer down. That's one thing about Najee you never have to worry about. Najee would miss yards that were open sometimes to just fucking hit somebody.
He didn't have a choice because he was bad.
Yes. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't view, at least at the moment, Kaleb being I think Kaleb could take that role over. I just don't think right now that's what his identity is and what Tomlin is viewing him as.
That's fair. That's fair. Very fair.
So to say, Mike, what has to happen for Kaleb? Like, because here's one thing about Jaylen Warren I don't think is going to happen. Like, I don't think Jaylen Warren's going to fuck up, so to speak. Like, I think he'll be fine. I think Jaylen Warren's going to be fine. And we've seen in even small moments where he's hit like a big one or had a big play. That's the issue is what does it take for Kaleb to get that leash?
Not quite to the level that we saw. Do you remember Breece Hall's rookie year though? Like that.
Yeah.
That where it was this like Breece Hall wasn't getting like all the touches. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Ashton Genty situation and now where you're like Breece Hall right out of the gate is getting all these fucking touches. It was this weird like committee thing they were working guys in. But every time Breece Hall got the rock there, especially in the early season until he tore his ACL, it was like just big play after big play. And at some point they were like, fuck it. like why don't we just give him the ball? We're the Jets. We suck. We can't throw. We can't do nothing else. Just give the ball to Breece.
There you go, though.
Out of the way. He's going to house it.
You got to where I was going to try to lead you and where the problematic thing is for me. We've literally never seen time. Mike, I think if the Steelers are, let's say, on pace to be their first finish under sub 500, yeah, I think that's coming in a hurry. Pause, but that's my fear is that he doesn't feel like he has to move because they're just kind of in the playoff picture, gross football. That's my worry. But I'm with you though. If the Steelers are losing games, I think this Kaleb train could fucking take off quickly for sure.
I don't even know if it'll have to take fully them losing games. But let's just say we get to week 1 and it's Jaylen Warren out there with the first team offense and he's playing most of the third downs and whatever, right? Yeah. You get it. Mm-hmm. Kaleb may only get 30% of the touches, right? But if Kaleb Johnson comes in with 30% of the touches and he houses a 65-yard fucking touchdown and his next one goes for 30-some yards and then he takes like a screen for like 25 and he looks like some of the shit he was doing at Iowa last year, start the clock on Jaylen Warren. Well, because they're not going to keep him off the fucking field.
It's very interesting as a Jaylen Warren hater, but Mike, I remember vividly versus the Browns. Jaylen Warren, I think also while playing this potentially early heavier role, I think he had 2 60-plus yard hauls against the Browns a couple years back. Like, what if he fucking has a couple houses? How long does that put Kaleb in this penciled RB2 role? That's what I'm also worried about.
Maybe Mike Tomlin is also a lot like us, and he just fucking hates Jaylen Warren.
Now that would be the way that we get to it.
We get to week 1, and it's not Jaylen Warren out there first. It's Kaleb Johnson. Surprise, bitches.
Speaking of which, I feel like that's about as good a time as ever as there is to, if you need to take a quick piss break, you do so in a hurry because we're going to get Fizz on, though, real quick, and we're going to go to your questions, all right?
Do it.
Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutted, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know I don't put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA, welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
Yeah, just me, no Mike. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I'll bring him in.
Fuck this. I hate your Dylan Samson takes so much. Get the fuck off my screen. I knew it.
Well, yeah. But see, again, I'm not the one that goes low, brings up Kyle Pitts all these years later. Kyle Pitts is in shambles. That was low, but it's okay.
Bro,
I was up for
past the Quinshon.
Speaking of premature, I was up there for a half a second. Mike's upset. Damn it. All right, questions. Ladies and gentlemen, the season is here. Speaking of which, one thing I wanted to do before questions is make an announcement. I don't have a graphic, but I will next week. So, Start Shit is going to continue to happen on South Harmon channel. However, it will not be on the Dynasty channel. While it is a Dynasty thing, Start Sit inherently is more of a redraft focused thing, which we have a redraft channel. Eric Van Eck will be heading the Start Shit show, which Matt Dennis asked, are we doing it again? I mean, I would use the term we loosely, Matt, as far as that goes. I don't know if you speak French or what's happening here, but Eric will be heading it. And make sure you go sub and check out the redraft channel. Trying to get sub numbers up there so you can, super chat over there. But Mike will be probably on there. I think you said maybe every other week, but I'm going to plan to be on there maybe once a month. You'll be seeing us over there sometimes, but make sure you go check that channel out. We also have right now at the moment, at least a couple times a week, we're having the South Harmon Vibes channel, streaming, mocks, all kinds of good stuff. Fizz and T-Rock doing their thing. Mike is on a new podcast with our boy Xbox. If you're speaking of this week in college football, make sure you go check out Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you go check out the South Harmon Fantasy Football podcast there. I think that's all I got for now.
Yeah. They're down in the description. Down below as you watch it, I put all the links in there. If you're not subbed to Redraft, if you're not subbed to the Vibes channel, if you're not subbed to the podcast feed, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Just admit that we at that point would be more of your Jaylen Warren. All right? And that's okay. You just don't like us.
You just can't give us the love, right? Just always edging.
Where's
always edging.
The love. All right.
Soaking. Just stop soaking.
Not soaking again. All right. We're going to go back because Mike had to bring it there. If Samson performs for the first few weeks while Quinshon gets up to speed, does that impact his future ceiling?
So there's a lot of things going on in this question, right? So we're assuming Quinshon signs and he's playing, he's getting up to speed, but Samson's performing. Ooh, man, that could be a messy fucking situation.
It could. It could. I think though, Mike, let me just say this. I think the reason I was arguing for Samson, if that's happening, Mike, which I think is a real scenario. I mean, there's plenty of scenarios that could happen. This is not the only one. This is where I would be at that point, probably looking to pivot, especially on a contender, my Samson into something else.
Hit the eject.
Yes. Part of the reason I'm arguing for Samson in the JK discussion was because I'm looking one of the ways I like to play is the trade and the dynamics of that edging. Speaking of edging, Mike, I think there's a chance where he becomes a top 20 back. We see this with receivers all the time, right? We see this with receivers that flash for a few weeks. Braylon Allen, for fuck's sake, was running back 15.
Yeah,
Mike, that was with Breece Hall still on the roster, still taking all the snaps. He was running back 15. Dylan Samson here, I think, has every bit of that upside, and that's where if he gets anywhere near running back 15, I promise you. Speaking of money moves on the shirt, okay, I'll put it. He'll be on money moves. It's time to sell Dylan Samson. Okay, I promise you. Facts, but I don't think this impacts his future ceiling. I think realistically, they drafted Dylan Samson pretty highly after they drafted Quinshon pretty highly to be a 1-2 punch, where obviously the 2 is Samson, and I think that's eventually what will come to fruition, which is why I would like to pivot at that point.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I don't think if Quinshon's back on the roster, I'm not all of a sudden like, oh, Dylan Samson's going to keep Quinshon for forever off. I just don't think that's coming. Now, it could be a 1A, 1B situation, but even there, I think that's probably Dylan Samson's ceiling.
Greedily, for whatever Samson shares I have, which probably isn't a lot. My My problem with Samson was I didn't think he won. He was very talented.
We heard you all earlier. I mean, we know.
Yeah,
it's
I get it. But on like the few that I have, that actually would be like best case scenario, right? Dylan Samson, let's say the first couple of weeks is like a 15, 16 points. You know, like he's just putting up numbers.
Let's say 12 to 16 points a game, fantasy. Yeah.
Quinshon is signed and on the roster, and he's active on game days. You know what I mean? And he might only get 2 touches, whatever the fuck it is, as they work him in and get him acclimated. If Samson's performing, that might be the best thing ever, because if you do get that value bump, like you're saying, is there a scenario where you can go to the guy who's got Quinshon and be like, dude, I'll give you my Samson for your Quinshon, you know? Like, and I'll kick in a third. Take a third, man. You know? Like, I'm doing you a favor.
I'll be honest with you.
Can you get that done?
Yes. But listen, I want everyone to just buckle down with me, all right? Just strap in. Speaking of Le'Veon Bell said, I'm done with edibles. I tried to put my seatbelt on while fucking taking a shit the other day. So
fucking Lev Wild, man.
Dude, listen, Lev's timeline on X is one of the things that you should go to it for. Absolutely legendary. But Mike, go Jordan Mason. Like Jordan Mason is all you should need to see and know. The reason I'm so high on Dylan Samson, Mike, is literally I remember Jordan Mason vividly, and I will never forget that. Mike, if Dylan Samson has, by people's view, the running back 1 role, even if the Browns suck, Mike, he will go for things that he absolutely has no business going for. It's just the way that this game works in September and October, early October. People decide their fantasy and dynasty future within the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season every fucking year. It happens. So this would be where I'm pivoting, but I'll be honest, Mike, he could still go up from this point. And yes, I think you could totally pivot. You'll catch people sleeping on Quinshon plenty. Absolutely.
I just went and pulled up Lev's fucking tweets, man.
Dude, is it not crazy? Am I wrong?
That fucking account I have muted, ML football, whatever. Like one of those aggregate accounts or whatever.
Sure.
Lev quote tweeted it because it said insane. Lev Bell once missed a game because he was bowling the night before.
Yeah.
So Lev Bell put bowling greater than an Adam Gase.
Telling you,
oh man,
he's living. He's living right now.
Let's go, Lev.
Samson. I think I had this star, but I think we already put this up. Sorry about that. All right.
Braylon Allen-esque guy. Should have been ESQUE.
Thank you. Like
that glasses.
It was like Eskridge. Yeah, Esk. Eskridge. Remember that? That was a flop. I was offered Rashi Rice for Ricky Pearsall. Oh, what did we? Listen. I beg of you. I urge of you. Shoot Ricky again.
Don't shoot Ricky.
Absolutely. I'm shooting him. He's gone. Dude, this is Rashi Rice for sure, buddy.
I want Rashi, but kind of like the Dylan Samson thing. We're not going to see Rashi for 6 fucking weeks, man.
But okay. Agreed. Where can he go to? Let's have this conversation.
Ricky P?
Start with Rashi, and then we'll get to Ricky.
Okay.
We'll get to pretty Ricky. Don't worry.
Rashi's going to fall down.
Okay, right now he's 19. Where can he go? I would argue with guaranteed only 6 weeks now, I don't think he's going past 25, personally.
I think he's got a real opportunity to go past 25.
Yeah, but you've acknowledged that this is the first time he's appropriately valued. I think the community as a whole is higher on him, and they know. Here's the other thing: every week he's closer to coming back. Right? That's the other thing.
The only reason I say there's a real opportunity for him to go down closer to 30, Adam, is because there's dudes like Ricky P to ascend. In the first 6 weeks? I mean, 6 weeks is a long fucking time.
There's plenty of opportunities to ascend, but someone has to take the bull by the horn, so to speak, right? There's also plenty of these guys that could go down.
They could falter. Right, they could falter. But there's a lot of dangerous names below, right? That we talk right now, Rashi or Matthew Golden. It's Rashi. But what if Matthew Golden's cooking out the gate? What if the Green Bay Packers finally got a wide receiver that they're going to play more than 45% of the snaps?
If Golden during those 6 weeks has 2 wide receiver 1 finishes, so top 12, and let's say another top 15, 20.
And he's playing more than 45% of the snaps.
He will pass Rashi temporarily. Yes.
George Pickens.
Can I tell you the truth? I think George Pickens could go up. I don't think with Rashi Rice coming back that this is my personal opinion, I don't think he will pass him because it's a bona fide 2.
Jaylen Waddle?
Dude, hear me out on this. This is, Mike, you and I have been on Waddle hate land for a while. Mm-hmm. And rightfully so at the moment. Now, granted, it is what it is.
This is also the most in on Jaylen Waddle I've ever been.
but this is the thing about it. You got to remember now. Jaylen Waddle is cemented and going to be turning 27 during the season. That's not – see, this is the thing. Matthew Golden is an archetype that at his age could easily pass a top 15 receiver just because of Matthew Golden, the first-round draft capital, all that. 27-year-olds that are having to prove themselves and come back from, like, we are writing you off, that takes time. That takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of weeks of proving it. So, to me, Pickens maybe, because he's actually still pretty young, and people in Dynasty give too much credence to just the raw age number, which I don't think you should. But that's the way it works. So Pickens maybe. I personally don't see it. I don't think Waddle will. I don't think, Mike, personally, I don't think most of these guys will. One of the ones I would have said could have passed him would have been Addison, but he's going to miss 3 games himself.
Right. He's already handicapped by his suspension. Chris Olave.
Dude. Speaking of which, let's go to the top of the comments here. I mean, Spencer Rattler? No. Absolutely fucking not.
Maybe he got better.
No, not happening.
I mean, at least they cut Jake Hader.
No.
I don't.
No. Dude, no. Mike, here's my thing. I think 25 is a pretty good floor. Now, okay, give or take a couple spots. If he's at 27, you want to fight me and say I'm wrong, fine. You can do that. I think 25 is kind of a floor, which the reason I think it's also artificial, Mike, is every week he's closer to coming back. I think he gets himself, regardless of what Worthy's doing, I think he's going to be right back to 18 by week 7. Just because that's what people do.
Because they'll just bounce him right back.
Nothing. Exactly. So
we're fine. Everything's
Mike,
great.
Here's the thing, Mike. Over the next week, where he settles out at, I could argue that that might be closer to his floor because every week he's closer to coming back.
Well, last year we had a JSN came from like the 30s.
Now,
to where he's at.
So that's a great one because, Mike, that's a sophomore player that had a lot of community hype. To me, that's not Ricky P. But Ricky P could smash and go past him to this question. I'm sending it away because, Mike, I think the percent odds of Ricky P passing Rashi Rice is maybe 10.
Oh,
10%.
Low.
Yeah.
Low.
Now, I'm not saying it's 0, but Mike, he's gonna have to start really hot.
He finished really hot.
He did. I'm not saying he can't. I just think I think the perfect storm kind of has to happen for him to pass Rashi Rice.
He kind of already has the perfect storm, though, right? Jennings,
but that's
contract,
my point. Mike,
hamstring, doesn't really give a shit. Brandon Ayuk's not ready to come out yet.
That's the thing, though. He's already got the perfect storm. So what does that mean now? This is actually a really good conversation. See, to me, that's the problem with it. Now the only way he climbs up is production.
Mm-hmm.
The only way he could, but I'm just saying the only way he's going to pass him is by being probably a top 18 wide receiver in the first 6 weeks, top 20 for sure.
And week 17 last year, 28.7 points.
Sure.
Week 18, 18.9 points.
Sure. I mean, he's had weeks, but is he going to do it for 6 weeks consistently? I don't
know. Those are only the few weeks that you saw Ricky P where he wasn't shot. You know, like the dude got shot in the chest. So
now, hold on. For everyone that's out there that's not me. So, Mike, what you're saying is you would prefer to have Ricky P here.
No, I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one.
I know,
talking about the
Dylan
Samson dynasty rise.
That's what my point is. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's talk money moves.
I want the Rashi part, but I could see the other side, right? Like Ricky P in the first 6 weeks could start hot.
Can I tell you why? Because of the question in which it was phrased. It's an auto accept. If there's another piece involved here, now we could have a conversation. Straight up, there's a 0% chance. You're literally seeding value for no reason here with a needing of upswing to pay off. If there's a plus here, Mike, I think we could have a real conversation if there's a plus. What would the plus need to be for that to be the case, actually? Let's have that combo.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I think that's probably appropriate. I wouldn't do it there, but I think that would make sense.
I'm not going to disrespect another exciting white. You know what I mean? I need the exciting white.
What I will say is let's stop the Rashi Rice disrespect that you hate the guy. What did he do?
I don't hate the guy. Xavier Worthy's just better than him.
So you heard him. That was from his own mouth. He hates the guy. How far does Worthy drop if he's averaging 11 to 12 points per game in that span? That's a good question. That would be problematic.
That would be very bad.
This is a conversation that no one wants to have about.
He would
Worthy.
be below Ricky P.
Mike, does he go to Judy land?
That's probably realistic.
Like 35? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he right now? 22?
Yeah, he's actually
24.
Finally, people are putting respect on him.
Well, at this point, with Rashi Rice out for the first 6 weeks, if you don't, I don't know what you need to see. Right?
I've been Team Worthy over Rashi since like fucking November of last year. So
I was gonna say since
I'm having a field day today with the suspension, and I'm seeing all these fucking casuals who didn't want to, get the hate tweets finally coming out of the woodwork, being like, Xavier Worthy might be.
Mike, I'll be honest.
Be the guy.
As a guy that's been Rashi, that's been Rashi over Worthy and still is, I actually prefer this. I really do. I want the clock to start ticking. What I hate, and I think a lot of people hate in Dynasty, is the ambiguity of the running back field, right? We want to know. I want Xavier Worthy to have a 6-week head start to go prove that you're him. Go show me your Himothy. And if you're not, I'm ready to go crazy. Pitchforks. But if you are, okay. Now when Rashi comes back, you should be appropriately valued, and we'll see who's the real one. But I would rather that than Rashi come out and then mid-season see a swing, and now everyone's even more confused. I feel like it's actually a lot better for everyone's clarity in Dynasty to see, can Xavier Worthy pick up where he left off? If he does, you're fucked. Anyone that was hating him's cooked, period. No question about it.
I was hoping for pure fucking chaos where it was a mid-season suspension, right? And we got all these Rashi truthers out here. But weeks 1 through 4, when we had Rashi,
and
Xavier Worthy was out
a game again or whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, Xavier Worthy was out producing him like the first 4 weeks, and then Rashi got suspended. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be fucking great.
Well, yeah, that would be Mike's. That would be Never Everland, but that would have been Mike's wet dream. That would have been awesome. Yeah, yo, what's up, guys? With the season coming up soon, who are your favorite contender buys?
Ooh, I like these.
So for I'll say the second is one I've been doing. Mike, I think's been doing. We've been talking about. I'll fade the fetal. Yeah, second and the first are so different for me here. I will send my second on a contending team. I'm not going to say willy-nilly, but for the right player right now, no problem. I did it for Tony Pollard 2-3 months ago in Fade the Fetal, a lineup league. Those type of players for a second, to me, even if my team ended up completely flopping, it's worth the bet. Even if that ends up being 202, 203, right?
That's fine.
It's worth the bet. That's a lot easier.
The first becomes a little bit more dicey.
Yeah, if I've done this where I send my first for what's considered a Terry McLaurin type player, right? And while that's fair in value,
while it worked last year,
it's fair in value. But if all of a sudden my team has everything catastrophic happen, that's 104, dude. If you send 104 for Terry McLaurin, you'll never forgive yourself.
There's only I'll start at the quarterback position. There's only one quarterback that fits this mold of a first, right? Send a first for in Superflex.
Okay.
That I'd be comfortable doing. I'm very okay with it. Dak Prescott.
Interesting.
I think everybody else is worth more than that, so it's hard to get it done.
But let me just tell you, I've been seeing trades, dude. Listen, I think with the season coming up, and I know where you're at, Mike, and let me just ask you, and let me get your opinion on this. Do you think your quarterback values in your head and where you believe they're at are pretty ahead of the market, pretty high, a lot higher than what the current market is. Yeah, and the reason I say that is because I think right now, if what you needed is a quarterback, dude, listen, I saw Goff. I saw somebody send a offer of Goff for a first and a second, where like that's their starting offer. Meaning, I think that gets done for a first.
Oh no shit.
My point is, Mike, I get where you're at.
Well, then fuck it. If you bring it down, like
if you bring
throw him in there too.
Yeah, get back to go to the regular market. Separate for a second from your values and just say, hey, whoa, what if I could get those guys for first round picks? Because I really believe you can. Yeah, I think you can get Bryce Young and Penix in a lot of builds for a single first. If especially if a team is kind of like rebuilding and looking to move on. Now, Penix and Bryce probably are a little bit different because of the age, right? That's where a Goff, I think, is actually probably threading the needle. A Dak is threading the needle because people are trying to pivot off of those assets.
I don't think this gets done anymore, Jackson Dart. Not even contender, whatever. I'm talking. I don't give a fuck if I was a super contender.
Would you would send your first on a contender for Dart? Interesting. Yeah. I don't. It's not that I don't. I would probably prefer to hold my liquidity, thinking I could get Dart in a few weeks. Let me ask you. Right now, where would you put Dart as your quarterbacks in rankings?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me pull it up for you, buddy.
Let's do this.
Let me pull it up for you. I got him a lot higher than a lot of people. That's for sure. Even though he is royally fucking me because it was like a nice I'm ahead of consensus, and he just keeps balling out.
Mike, would you buy Pittman for a second?
What? Yes. Yes. Jackson Dart 23. Adam.
Wow.
23.
Now I'll admit that's actually what Keep Trade Cut has him at. So, Mike, let me ask you then. So, does that mean that you have Jackson Dart ahead of Tua Tagovailoa?
It does mean I have Jackson Dart ahead of Tua Tagovailoa.
You would prefer Jackson Dart over Tua on a contender?
Yes, I would.
Wow. Talk about everything he said about Dylan Samson you can forget about because of this conversation right here. Okay?
Yes, I would.
I'm calling him bullshit.
Yes, I would.
Damn it, Mike. See, it's not that I don't like the call. It's that you have to pick. Okay, Justin Fields or Jackson Dart.
This is tough, right? I would not send my first for Justin Fields. So let me make this caveat, right? Like I would not on a contender feel comfortable sending my first for Justin Fields. Jackson Dart gives me the long-term dynasty out, right? Like kind of like your Dylan Samson argument. Right?
By the way, this whole conversation is different in redraft, though.
Well, we don't have first and seconds in redraft. So
no, but this was the Ricky P and P and Rashi Rice thing.
The Ricky P then. Fuck it.
I will stand corrected in redraft. It's a different conversation. We only have so many weeks in the season. Dynasty was a different combo for me. Sorry.
It gives a fuck. He's missing 41% of the fucking season. It's Ricky P. No question.
I could go with Rashi Rice if you had a goon squad that like you could wait. But most people don't have that in redraft. It just doesn't happen.
Right, fresh out of a fucking redraft. Like, yeah.
It would have to be a keeper league probably. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Let's keep going.
But Justin Fields, I don't feel comfortable sending a first for Justin Fields, right? Because of the long-term dynasty, I do feel comfortable on a contender sending a first for Jackson Dart pretty easily, no question. But I do have Justin Fields. If we're just talking contender ranks, who would I prefer? I would trade my Jackson Dart for Justin Fields plus. You know what I mean? Like let me get maybe a second, and something else, or a second worthy player for my contending team, but. Just you're talking next 1 to 2 year production. Justin Fields, whether it's the Jets or you don't like Justin Fields, he's going to run the fucking football, right? He's going to have QB1 finishes.
Maybe it's not just one clip. Maybe he does miss Garrett Wilson on a screen pass. I mean, maybe that could happen. But he also could run a fucking 50-yard pass or a 50-yard run for a touchdown, and then who gives a fuck? Pretty easy. Screen pass. Yep. So
I have him a couple of spots ahead.
All right, am I going to start at 12-team Superflex, 0.75 tight end premium?
We didn't even finish the other ones, though. Like, wow. He asked, what players would you buy?
I gave a couple seconds. I gave a few seconds, so I thought you were just going to give the first and we'd move on. So go ahead.
No. So that was just quarterbacks. Wide receivers, I'd be very comfortable on a contender sending a second for Michael Pittman. That was asked by Geis easily. Yep. Cortland Sutton, no doubt. Even Jerry Jeudy. Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, smashes.
I think Ridley's a realistic one. I feel like at the moment picks are becoming devalued. So like, I feel like
tougher. So let me go deeper. Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel.
Really?
Sign me up for those guys. Yeah, I sent seconds for them. Anybody else down here?
I think I'd tap out at Ridley or Myers.
Wide receivers get a little thin.
You said a second for Myers?
Yeah, I sent a second for Myers, even with the trade request.
Agreed. Yep.
Running backs. This is where it becomes real fucking easy, right?
Yeah. Connor,
just pick any old
Pollard.
running back. Connor, Pollard.
Honestly, Swift.
Aaron Jones, Kamara, Swift.
Yep.
They got anybody else down here? We're borderline on two guys here. Now, I don't think you have to send seconds, but I'm highly interested. No. No. What about Javonte and Ramondre?
Would you rather have Javonte than Dylan Sampson right now?
Yes, I would rather have Javonte than Dylan Sampson.
And would you rather have Ramondre than Dylan Sampson?
I would rather have Ramondre Stevenson than Dylan Sampson.
I can get behind Javonte grossly. The Rhino, I'm not taking him ahead of Samson anymore because of the
Rhino. Well, they only have one horn.
Exactly.
My bad. I did two. That was a bull.
Maybe Rhino has two, but that's the problem. He ain't.
Sometimes he runs like he has two.
I don't know if he has any horns left anymore. No, the Rhino, I'm definitely not taking ahead of Samson, but Javonte, I think, is a good conversation. So, would you send a second for the Rhino? I'm not doing that.
That's why I say it's borderline. Him and Javonte are borderline. It's like
Javonte. Here's the thing.
I got to feel really good about being a contender.
So the reason I'm sending a second, right? Pollard. Let me give you an example. Mike, in Fade the Fetal, my team is built the way I would like my team to be built in lineup, which means inherently I have Gibbs, and then my running back room is thin, and any running back on a 53. So I set my second for Pollard as a stopgap right now to try to get myself closer to getting a bye. So in that scenario, I could see where you might do that for Javonte, although it would be tough for me. Like the Rhino to me right now, it's not like he's clear enough and defined week one to be in my lineup and like, yeah, we're fucking cooking. Like that's why I think I would rather just hold the second and try to buy a different player, if that makes sense.
And then tight ends, they're mostly fucking gross. But if somebody was dumb enough to let me have Evan Ingram for a second.
Yeah, there's a couple tight ends I actually would be interested in. Ingram.
Pat
dude, can I tell you something, Mike? Mike, can I tell you something? I've seen Hawk still going for a couple seconds. I'm doing that. I don't even think tight ends matter, and I would do that.
He also did ask about like firsts. The first become so much fucking tougher for me to do. I mean, like if somebody let me have
totally
DK Metcalf for a first,
would you do it? I'm not doing it.
That's where we start. You know what I mean? Like you're like
here's why it's such a different question for me. I need to do a video on this again. Maybe I'll put it out for this week's coming up, right before the season. Mike, a second, I'm willing to play redraft values with second round picks because of what I said. 201, even 202, fuck it. The first round picks have to be value insulated and contending smashes, which basically they're not there. Like you and I think both are more on the side of I'll add another 26 first to my contending team than buy a Mike Evans with a first, then buy, these type of players that you can send a first for. You can have those guys. I will buy them back later when I know who's not hurt and when I know what my team needs with my first round pick that I've acquired.
Running backs become even more. I mean,
Mike, I'm not buying a single running back for a first that can get it done. The running backs that I would send a first for, they're so much higher than a first round pick.
Josh Jacobs. Would you buy him for a first on a contending team?
Let me give you the perfect example. Mike, I would rather buy Tony Pollard for a second and keep my first in my pocket than I would rather buy Josh Jacobs and fill that same spot.
James Cook falls in the same category, don't he?
That one's a little with the contract. James Cook's a little more interesting, or makes that conversation a little bit tougher because I could see a world where his value insulation's a little better, but I'm still not doing it. I'd rather have Pollard. I'd rather have those second round pick guys.
Kyron.
Nope. And nope.
That's right. Nope. I'm with you when it comes to running backs. I'd much rather bargain Ben shop.
Who's Rhino?
Rhino. What the fuck?
No. Absolutely not.
That's why you should ask
not.
the non-Browns fan.
You think he's going to be relevant?
I think he's going to be relevant.
We got to put the vino down. Down.
Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you.
Well, is it not vino?
I think he's going to be relevant.
Okay.
Well, Isaiah Bond's talented as fuck. He is. I'm the one who did the fucking write-up on the rookie draft guide on Isaiah Bond. I am.
Is Dylan Gabriel going to support Isaiah Bond?
Dylan Gabriel's not going to fucking play. So.
You think Flacco's playing all year?
No.
This team's going to be bad.
They're going to Shador at some point. Much as.
I'm telling you, not now. At some point, I can get. At some point, I can get behind. But I think Dylan Gabriel is going to get a chance. I really do. I think the Browns are that way with the way they build. They're gonna make him play.
Give him a shot.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's fucking terrible.
And to answer the question, Hillbillies. No, I'm not. I don't hate the guy. I don't buy it.
Well, he didn't put a timeline. Like, is he going to be relevant this year?
How about this? So, in a Browns uniform, no.
Oh, in a Browns uniform.
If he can pivot if he gets a new team, new situation, hey, maybe then. All right,
I like Isaiah Bond, man. I do.
He got out on Bond, right?
No, I like Bond. I like him.
That was a play on words. Sorry.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Did we go over this one? No,
we did not.
I pulled it up and we didn't do it. 12-team Superflex, 0.75 tight end premium. Not trying to compete this year.
Okay.
Ferguson, Knoll, Jack Besh, or A-Rich. Poorly looking for value, upside to pop in value.
Jesus, A-Rich.
So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is the way I would think about this, right? Of these players, if they're all starting, it's not even close who's the most valuable. A-Rich, right?
No. Yes.
Is there a world where A-Rich doesn't start? That would be the only reason that you're asking this question. If that's the case, I'll be honest with you. I don't even think any of these players have enough upside to try to shoot that value swing. Like the same Dylan Samson thing I was talking about, use that same exercise in your head. Whether you believe in Dylan Samson or not is irrelevant. Use the same exercise of, do you think that they have a pop enough in value to really flip?
If that's what you're talking about, it's A-Rich by a fucking country mile and not even close. But then if I had to rank the other ones, right, like the runners-up, Noel and Jack Besh, pick whichever one you want, and then Terrence Ferguson's dead last.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I'd put Besh ahead of Noel just because of the room.
Jacoby Myers news.
The room, yeah, because of the room, exactly. I would, yeah.
They're listing Jaylen Noel as like next up in the Nico Collins role. Like that's where they plan to use him. Jaden Higgins is starting, like on the depth chart. I don't know. We'll see when it actually comes to week 1. But I thought that was interesting that they're listing him at the same position that they list Nico Collins in. So if there was anything to happen to Nico Collins, all of a sudden he just falls right into that role, which was like, no, like I thought he would have been listed in the slot role. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like because of his stature and that kind of shit. I was like, oh man, he's gonna get like pigeonholed into this slot role. No, we want to use him in the Nico Collins. Run down the fucking field as fast as you can, and we're gonna chuck you the ball deep.
I'm still, especially with the Myers news. I could see Besh being the power slot in Chip Kelly offense, which, again, to the point, I don't think any of these players in a reasonable percentile range are going to be more valuable than when A-Rich got the job back. But
Correct.
If it was going to be the case, it would be Besh that I'm betting on.
I love how you said to win A-Rich gets his job back.
Yeah. Listen, for those that are betting on Dimes for the full season, where were you last year? Okay, don't
they
lie.
Must not have watched football.
Just don't lie. Year. Just don't lie to me.
They didn't watch football last year. They didn't. I'm convinced. They all forgot. They got amnesia. They got hit with the men in black.
Did we forget when they put
right
Mike? Does everyone forget when they put Daniel Jones at safety for a little while just to let's get rid of him?
Did nobody read that article after he got fucking cut where they're like,
that was crazy.
He finally, after he's playing practice squad safety, he goes to him and he goes, can you just let me the fuck go? Can you just get me the fuck out of here?
Just let me die. It's like, they
put the multi-million-dollar fucking quarterback at practice squad safety. Tell me that
let him roam free before we put him down, 14 teams, start 9.
All right, Danny, we need you to give us a good look. We need you to play Derwin James in practice.
What I want you to do is be safety, strong or free. Just don't fall over your feet this time, okay? J-Day, Lamar, and Dart in 14 team. Pretty damn good. You're thin at running back and receiver. What would you do with Dart? I've got Rice and currently starting Kelsey and Pittman.
Trade Rice.
So, I mean, I think here's the thing about it, right? If you're in this position, Patty, in 14 team, I think patience pays off here. In a 12-team league, I might be a little bit more aggressive in trying to move off of Dart. In a 14-team league, unless you think that Russ or Jameis is actually going to get through the gauntlet that the schedule the Giants have, Dart's eventually going to get the starting role at some point. And at that point now, you have a legitimate asset in a 14-team league to move. And I think that's what I'm probably playing on. And unless you think there's no way you stay in playoff contention before that, that's what I'm waiting on.
It's highly unlikely right now, even with Jackson Dart hype getting up in a 14-team start 9 Superflex league, anybody's giving me anything relatively close to an offer that makes me want to get off Jackson Dart.
Right.
Your only play, trade Rashi Rice in a down tier. Ricky P in a second.
Nicholas, let me just say this, all right? There's a merch tier now in the Patreon, okay? But let me just put this out there. I don't have the video ready to go. Next week, we'll start getting this ready for the start of the season, Mike. There's an underground way that you can get gear that won't be available and never will be on the website. Kind of like the Nike sneakers app, like sneakers that are going to sell out right away. That's what we've got stored. I'll just tell you, I didn't have enough time. I literally got back at 3:30 this morning from New York City. But next week I'll have some teasers for you. There's going to be merch everywhere. But it's not going to be on the website. So if you want that, Nicholas, you know what to do, buddy. You stop holding out on us. All right? We're not holding out. You're holding out on us. Patreon.com/South Harmon. Go in there. You just in the dollar tier. You don't have to get anything crazy. But you need to be in there to get access to when the exclusive drops are coming. Mike, talk to me about the merch. That's kind
I've been in that man's basement. I've seen the merch. I mean, if you can put South Harmon logos on it, I'm pretty sure he does. We might have a South Harmon dildo. I'm not sure, but it
was down here. I was hoping you'd find it.
I think Adam wants to give me one every time I talk bad about Dylan Samson. Like, here you go, buddy. Go fuck yourself.
No, Samson's face is on that dildo. It is. Here, sit on this.
It's already brown.
No, but
get it.
All right. Dear God, that's not bad.
But still, like, not only for the merch drop, right? Which you have to be a part of in order to get the merch. Like, you got to be in the Patreon. The Patreon, Jesus Christ, man. I try to catch up with the trade advice channel or the general chat in there, and I get tagged, so I answer questions. There's so much going on in the fucking Discord. It's a perfect time to be in there. Especially, I'm going to toot my own horn. Like, Savage chat on fucking game day. Oh, my God. My God. That's the best place to fucking be.
So you know what? I got at least a teaser to show you guys, okay? So
we got what did somebody call him the other day? Eric Rappaport.
Eric Rappaport. That was actually pretty awesome. Was that Jay? That seems like a Jay El Gancito.
That was a Jay one. Yeah, that was a El Gancito one.
So,
for sure. Jay Rappaport.
While your time at the pool is becoming short-lived, all right, we got poolside shorts. All right, we got 5 of them. All right.
Some of these people live in like
Mike,
great climates, like
when
Florida,
you go to the pool.
California.
Are you one of the people that's one of your biggest fears is people peeing in the pool? It's why you don't like to go to the pool.
Yeah, I don't like to pee.
Well, you don't like going in the pool because you're afraid people are pissing in it, right?
Yeah, sometimes. It's usually me. I'm the one doing it.
Sure. So you kind of know because you've done it. Like, I think people are pissing in this pool, right?
Definitely.
But what if I told you that you could shit in the pool, but it wouldn't be unkosher?
Do I gotta like shake it out?
No, it's right here, buddy. It never leaves. It's like a diaper. It's just
here to stay on the trunks. I like what you're saying. All right.
So these are poolside shorts. Now, Mike, the booster. All right. So there's only 5 pairs of shorts. The sizes will be known. But the person that wins the one grape pair, all right, little purple action.
Grape.
You get either a pair of grape Jordan slides included for free, or, Mike, remember those Aqua shoes I was wearing here?
Yeah.
If you hit the big booster,
Yeah.
you get a pair of those included with the grape shorts, poolside shorts.
We got a little like game action going on with them.
Remember I told you it's like the Keno. It's like booster. Yeah, there's a.
I never played Keno in my life, so
that
shit went
the
over
idea is the idea is basically if you really play Keno, you do a booster. Basically, you know right away if you have a chance to win a lot more or less. Most times you end up getting boned.
My only Keno experience is from Vegas vacation. You know, with the old guy. I won.
There you go. I won. See,
I won.
Unlike Keno, this isn't run by the lottery, and we want you to win. We want you to win.
The house doesn't win on this one.
I wish, Mike, I really wish it did, but it doesn't. All right, so go check that out. We're almost 2 hours in, so let's get a couple more questions, and let's get Mike ready for work.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
2 more days. 2 more fucking days.
Dude, Mike, just so you know, the season really is here, though, honestly.
It is.
Who did Scott Connor bury live tonight, DB? This isn't a question, but now I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know who Scott Connor buried.
Tesla? I want to know. I mean, I would like to know who had a funeral. Whoa, that was loud. All right. How does Ricky not get double-digit targets?
I don't know.
Brock Purdy. Well, can I tell you? With B-Rob, what if they run 30 times?
Oh, my God. They were so excited about B-Rob, too. Like, I saw Shanahan's quotes on him. Like, I didn't understand this. I'm a Garendo guy. Like, and I get it. The fucking guy is made out of paper mache, apparently. Like, he is.
The other thing is, too, like, when I look at the season last year, part of the Jordan James thing for me, Mike, was not even Jordan James. It was that, like, Garendo had to have everybody around him die to get the workload. That makes me worried about the Shanahan thing, you know?
And then when he did, he fucking delivered.
You know what's crazy? That first week, he was not delivering. And thank God he got the big run down the sideline because he started to deliver after that because that's all we need in fantasy. One big run.
They hate him. I don't.
Mike, you have to do what the coach wants, and apparently that's not Garendo thing.
I guess not, man. They're so excited about B-Rob. Fuck, maybe they do run the ball 30 times a game.
I mean, Ricky should be, but Jawan Jennings. I mean, there's sneaky Kittle. There's double-digit targets is a lot, dude.
Which is fucking great, man. I like watching the 49ers collapse just because they've... The only thing Cowboys fans and Eagles fans can agree on is we fucking hate the 49ers just because they're the biggest trash-talking pieces of shit.
Well, Mike, here's the thing
about
it. I feel like the Cowboys, because of the shadow they cast, they kind of cover up. Like, tell me if you're not a Niners fan, like what fan? I think all the other fan bases hate the Niners, honestly.
Yes.
Like, that's not the case for universally across other
other than Dallas.
Right, but that's my point, is that they just cast such a shadow that I think Niners get a pass because of it, if that makes sense.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But lately the Cowboys have not been relevant. They've become more of a joke.
But that was the thing. They were in the playoffs. They got absolutely gashed by Green Bay. It was like
Speaking of the Vibes channel, this is going to go way fucking wrong. But Fizz and I are planning not to do Vibes next Friday. No, we're doing Vibes this Friday, as long as this fucking guy doesn't have to work again, man. He's putting in so much overtime. Fizz, come on. He
said he was planning on it, but again, when duty calls.
But next Thursday, Eagles-Cowboys, we're planning on doing Vibes, the Fizzle Friday show on Thursday night.
Mike, that was the thing I was going to say. Here's the thing, Mike. With the Super Bowl, I mean, for you, what's in it? There's nothing in it for you. It's like, Mike, let's say you're really good at basketball. No, Mike, let's say you're really good at basketball. Like LeBron. Okay, let's use LeBron, for example.
Right.
Some kid, let's use me, for example. Some D2 kid that's nobody. What's in it for him to play me?
That's true.
Absolutely nothing. He's supposed to crush me. But if I get a fucking basket, or you seen the Jordan thing, where he had a camp and he's talking shit, and then the guy scores 3 baskets on him. But you let me fuck if you have the ceremony and the Cowboys beat you, you know what your Friday's going to look like? I just want you to think about this before it happens. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but Mike, you have nothing to gain and everything to lose in this thing.
No. Cuz even if the Eagles come out and beat them by 50,
That's what I mean.
I'm saying?
There's nothing. What do you have to gain?
I'm gonna hear Fizz be like, "We'll see you in January." Why?
Yes,
you ain't gonna be there.
That's my point. There's nothing that could happen for you where you benefit. You're supposed to beat them. The Cowboys think.
But to be fair, Adam. To be fair, okay. I'm used to this, right? Iowa State.
Look at this guy.
Nebraska.
I'm used to it. We got rings.
I'm used to it. Iowa State, Iowa, Nebraska, right? All they do is talk, right? We have nothing to gain by beating them.
I wore the wrong color today.
It's that little brother syndrome, Cowboys are our little brother.
Look at D-Walk. Super chat.
Little brother. Little tiny. What up, D-Rock? Thursday. Birds. Go Birds.
I hate to, but I have to, There's only one
D-Walk,
option.
you're going to have to tune in live, Have the game on, But
it amazes me when our viewership's going up, when we're announcing the show's kind of over. We're just kind of talking shit, and it's,
We must got, a lot of, second shifters who are just getting off. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
All right, what the fuck's going on? What else am I going to do?
Very.
It's like you happen to open the phone and then you're just watching it. I do that all the time now. I hate to admit it, but
Somebody in the chat too. I got some email from
Scott
YouTube.
buried Trey Harris. Okay.
What? Why would he bury Trey Harris? That's not nice.
Because he's dead.
Why is he dead?
I don't know. He buried him. I'm burying you.
Stop burying Trey Harris, Scott.
But I'm alive, man.
Somebody had to tell me in the chat too. I got an email from YouTube that said you can hype videos up now. You know what I mean? As a viewer, you're able to hit a button and hype it up.
Well, I was gonna say, how about
a call to action for
how about
chat?
Instead of letting us know, you do it. Hit the button, okay?
Yeah.
Once.
I don't know.
Be honorable. Pretend you like us.
If you're not already subscribed, subscribe.
Stop. Why do we have to be Jaylen Warren to everybody? Why is that, Mike? It hurts to be Jaylen Warren.
I don't want to be Jaylen Warren. Oh, speaking of X, Thor out here having a birthday dinner tonight. That looks fucking fantastic. Shout out.
Speaking
Thor.
of which, tell me, Mike, if it was for nothing else, it was for Thor. All right.
For Thor.
Hawk, McCarthy, Stack.
You did
Big
it.
Boy
you did
league.
it for Thor. Let's go, man.
Mike, I don't have much of that. I don't have much of that stack, frankly. So fuck it. Let's do it. All right, we'll end on this. Chandler from Friends. All right. 12-team Superflex PPR Dynasty League. I'm not competing for another 2 to 3 probably. If you don't think you're competing for another 2 to 3 probably, maybe your window's even worse. Would you trade Gibbs for 26, 27, and 28?
First 3 seconds. Calm the fuck on, Chandler from Friends.
Okay, let's 4D this out, okay? We don't have to, but just for the sake of how much we need to tell you to hit the button, okay? For how many times we're going to tell you to hit the button. Okay, if I'm not competing, I'm actively moving Gibbs for 2 firsts and a second.
Yes, no question.
So that we start with that part, right?
No question.
Now let's get to the 3 firsts, Mike. I don't care, Mike, I'll tell you the truth. I don't care if this is the goon squad. You could tell me this person's team looks like my team and shit.
There you go. I would trade you.
I'm taking the 3 firsts as it is. You happen to toss me the seconds, Mike. I'm a pig in shit. I mean, I'm literally.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Can I also tell you, because most teams are not built like that, 2028 first and second, while a lot of people will look at that as, man, that's so far away. That is the most interesting and best part of the deal here to me, because I think most teams in Dynasty are not built at all to handle what is going to come for them in 2028. Pause. But what's coming for them is a big load, and it's going to be ugly.
Let me reverse this. In a 12-team Superflex League, is there a single player you would not trade away for 3 firsts and 3 seconds?
Yeah, but they're the 4 quarterbacks probably. That's it. Maybe. And
I'm telling you, as the Jaden Daniels 101 guy, you give me 3 firsts and 3 seconds, I'm not competing. Here you go.
The reason I would say, it's not that I wouldn't do it. I think that I could find someone that might give me 4. And that's the reason I would say,
you're holding out for that 1 extra.
I'm basically saying I think you might be able to get more. There's no here's what I think, Chandler, personally. Now, this is my opinion, but Mike and I have been at this for a little while now. I've seen a lot of trades go down. I've made a lot of trades. And I've been on the receiving and sending end of terrible trades. I don't believe, even in lineup, that you're going to find another soul to give you anywhere near this, and just liquidity. Now, and the reason I say that that's important, someone might give you a similar package, but if it's not liquidity when you're not competing, it's not the same. These are not the same offer.
We've been doing this for a minute, a minute. How many times in all your leagues have you ever seen a one player for 3 firsts work out for the guy who got the one player?
When they get Allen, when they get Lamar, when they get like you have to thread the needle, and even then, Mike. Here's the thing: it works out for them, but it's not like they got over, if that makes sense. Right. Like
they paid the price.
The arrow is you. How would I put this? It can work out in a best case scenario where you don't lose. Like you paid full boat. Like that's the thing. But outside of those quarterbacks, Mike, or maybe Chase or something like that, though there's a very short list where it hasn't actually cost you. Now, what I can tell you is when I've seen 2 first and a second, 3 first type deals, I'll be honest, I think 75% of the time it works out where the person with the picks ends up winning in the big picture. Now, part of the problem is people look at now again, we go to the trade show, Mike. We're going to grade that trade today. So people look at it in a shorter window, and they look at right now. Like I think Gibbs is worth every bit of RB1. But I think you're getting more than what RB1 cost in today's market. So I don't even care.
Drake May last year was like, what, 104, 105?
Yeah, he was, yep.
104, 105?
105 typically, yep.
How much difference is there in a 12-team Superflex between Drake May and Jahmyr Gibbs right now? Half a round?
Yeah, probably a full round.
You have to add, what, a couple seconds maybe? Maybe a second?
I think there's people
maybe
out there that would pay a first, but it's rare, It can happen.
So just break it down like that. All you have to do with these 3 firsts and second is hit something, just one of those picks, even remotely close. The rest is just free fucking money.
See, here's the thing, Chandler, right? I think the reason this is so big, though, is because the one thing – this is one of the things I think that's really underrated about Dynasty. Name anything, any player, any position. The only finite asset in Dynasty is draft picks. Meaning – Geno Smith could emerge from nowhere. Like, literally, people didn't think Geno Smith was a starting quarterback. How many years has he been a starter now? 4?
Mm-hmm.
With a new contract? Like, people will emerge at positions that you don't expect at all to be relevant. Fucking Darren Waller comes back and people have lost all their fab for the year. Like, there is no such thing as a new draft pick. It don't exist. There's 12. There's 14. So you're starting to carve a market in a corner on a rebuild of the only finite asset in Dynasty. And so you do this, and now you send a signal to your league, hey, this is perfect for me. The reason I'm smashing this is I've sent a signal to my league, everyone is for sale, and I've also now set a precedence on what the price is. This is a fucking great price to send to your league. Hey, he's 3 firsts and 3 seconds. I'm a pig in shit.
If you were playing Monopoly, you want 1 boardwalk, or do you want like 2 railroads, a couple of the greens, a couple of the blues, and then whatever the fuck them like brown pieces of shit right next to go are. You know what I mean? Like,
Marcus gets it. See?
Yeah. See? Marcus is just behind. He said he was late. He just went back and rewound.
He's one of the late nighters that you talked about. People can't handle the heat in the kitchen, but that's where all the good stuff happens. Ask T-Rock. I don't know what this means, by the way. Pool and 18. Oh.
On that Gibbs trade. He's being greedy as fuck. Like,
well, here's the thing.
I'm not that greedy. I just hit the button.
Can I tell you the truth? D-Walk, this is the other thing. See, don't go assuming things. That makes an ass out of you and me. 26, 27, and 28 first, for most teams, is all they have in first on Sleeper.
Right.
There may not be another first.
We got to pin it, put an asterisk around it. I also 29.
29 as soon as next year hits is going to him. But, no. I have no problem with pulling an ATM here. I'll just say this. Last point, Mike, this is one of those deals where unless you know something that I don't, this is not the time for me to get cute, buddy. Like, there's times I'd like to get cute with the ATM. The upside is pretty minimal here. Honestly, Mike, let me ask you a question. Would you rather have 4 firsts or 3 firsts and 3 seconds? Your pause is all I needed to know. It's close enough. It's close enough. It's close enough, right?
It's close enough. Yeah.
So if it's close enough, I'm just going to take the offer.
Yeah.
I mean,
you own this. You own this fucking manager for the next 3 years.
Dude, Chandler, here's the other thing. Right now, Mike and I are smashing this, assuming this guy's team is fucking just
great
and
awesome.
Absolutely Avenger style. If this team has holes, by God. Are you kidding?
Yes.
Just do it.
I'm assuming this is the 112 for the next 3 fucking years.
Strategery. On that note.
Strategery.
Here's a strategery.
What's that line from Step Brothers? This is a win-win for me.
if you pull this off, I look like a genius to the board. But listen. But Chandler, if you fuck this up, I get to fire your ass. I get to fire your ass. The best part is, if you continue to make trades like this and you start to leverage out classes, you don't even have to root against the people. It just it falls into your lap. You have enough of the market.
Chandler, I can also say, if you make this deal and you don't sign up for the Patreon, at least for a month on the $5 tier to put this in the trade show, so it's on the next trade show fucking episode we do, where we get to roast the shit out of this guy.
This might be the biggest dildo we've ever received. Yeah. Speaking of that, this is
like you're missing a colossal fucking. Like that's worth the $5 for 1 month right there.
Yeah, I mean the seconds alone are what you pocketed there are worth the Patreon. But
because I tell you, if this comes on the fucking trade show, I'm gonna rip the shit out of the other guy. Like there's
Chandler,
no holds barred.
Let me tell you this, Chandler. Here's what you do. Right, you go to Patreon.com after you put this in. During the welcome, as we're saying welcome in, you just go straight to the completed trades channel. You drop that in. It's basically like putting your dick on camera, and you got a absolute anaconda. There's just nothing anyone can say.
I would not even be upset with you. No. Just like you see Chandler has joined the Patreon, and then I go to Patreon, and it's like Chandler's already canceled his membership. He just wanted to drop this trade just to get the
This
flex.
Was a $5 one-time deal. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a flex of flex.
Absolutely. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time next week, I may be putting some poolside shorts in front of you for your taste. You may have a chance to win more than that. And the best part, not only do you get Mike back in glasses, not only do you get Mike talking some shit, but we're a day away. A week from now, we're a day away from fucking football, buddy. By the way, got this shirt here. There's plenty more to come. And speaking of more to come, pause for a second real quick because that was rough. But Money Moves is making its way back. 4D Chess is making its way back. 2025, the year that everyone hated the class. But we're going to deliver in the best way possible. We love you. We'll see you back here. Same time, same place with one day before the season. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.